drama alert. There's news to expose. Hashtag breaking SS Sniper Wolf has a vagina. More on that at 11. Vaginas. Hey guys, it's Scarce here. Lots of news today, lots of exposure. And double upload. Expose, 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 You're exposed. You're exposed. You are exposed. Exposed, 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 exposed. You are exposed, sir. I'm going to expose you. Expose you. Oh my God, expose you.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am completely pissed. I was going to write a script for this video. Why am I still getting hate?
Hey, what's up guys, it's Scarce here, and so from now on, I am going to report the news. Let's go inside the stories!
Expose, 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 expose. You're exposed. You're exposed. You are exposed. Expose, 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 expose. You are exposed, sir. I'm going to expose you. Expose you. Oh my God, expose you. Expose, 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 expose. It's time for some exposure. Some exposure. Some exposure. Expose. Expose myself to you. To you. To you. E-X-P-O-S-E. Expose. 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 Exposed. 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 Hashtag drama alert. There's news to expose. Hashtag breaking SS Sniper Wolf has a vagina. More on that at 11. Vaginas. Hey guys, it's Scarce here. Lots of news today, lots of exposure. And double upload. Expose, 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 expose. You're exposed. You're exposed. You are exposed.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. I am a fucking moron.
What is up, ladies and
And
gentlemen?
why am I a moron? Because Liana's coming on tomorrow. We agreed on tomorrow. It was never today. I don't know what crack I stuck with, but she's still coming on though. She's just we originally planned it for Tuesday. It's happening tomorrow. That's it. There's nothing else changed. So you just have me and all my my shaved sexiness. I got a $300 custom controller from Hex Gaming. It's a DualSense controller. I will be unboxing this tomorrow and giving, no, not tomorrow, that's a lie, Wednesday, and giving initial impressions, because tomorrow I have so much fucking news. Jesus Christ, man. I got so much news tomorrow. It is like the world, there wasn't that much news today. The stories I was mixed on. Rich, look up Chugger's Cottage Cheese. No. Just by the name, I don't want to. Soldier Boy, man, you got cojones, bro. Your team got in contact with Sun Pi. I have the receipts. and you're going to try to play it like you didn't send her anything? Fucking really? Either you're an idiot and you don't know how your company is run, or you're lying, one of the two. Because I have the fucking 4K HDR10 plus Dolby Vision receipts of everything. And to everyone saying that she's lying, what is wrong with you? Why would she just lie about one video and ruin her credibility to say that she was given the console and wasn't given it? Like, are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? Like, come on, man. Fucking people. Yeah, but still people are... Do you realize they literally... I think it was Vice. Oh my God, Rich is mentioning... But whatever, these are actual people they talk to. I don't understand why everyone... I hate when people do that. Like, oh, everything you're saying, I'm just going to disbelieve it because I don't like the media company that put out the information. Why don't you look into it and be objective first before you just say, oh, I don't like them, so la 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 la, I'm not going to listen. Like, there were people in the hospital saying, yeah, I got COVID, even though I didn't think COVID was real before. Yeah, I'm still not going to get the vaccine, even though Trump is now saying to get the vaccine, to take the fucking vaccine. I helped make the vaccine. It's tremendous. You should get it. I actually rubbed my penis against every vial of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. It is tremendous, believe me. Like, your Lord and Savior is now telling you to get the fucking vaccine. Can you just stop and get the fucking vaccine? There have been mandatory vaccines your entire life. Just think of all the fucking vaccines that are out there that you had to get before you can even step into a fucking school. Why are you so freaked out about this one? Rich, it's new technology. They didn't have enough. Yes, they did. It's been around for over a decade. But Rich, it's they put babies inside. It comes from embryos. No, it doesn't. But Rich, there's a microchip inside of him. Bill Gates is going to fuck me in the ass. That would be my dream come true. I'm serious. Don't fucking ratio me. Don't do it. Just Christ. Out of all the things to pick, this is not the battle. Do I agree that pharmaceutical companies are fucking profit-driven and evil? Yes! How many times do I have to say it? No, I'm not. You know what I'm pumped for? I'm getting my hands on a Soulja Boy console 2 to review. I'm still getting it, Soulja Boy. I'm getting it. What you gonna do now? Find it funny, man. Interesting. Sunpie gets a review unit of this of it. Gee, I wonder what the difference is. I'm a beautiful man, but I think I know. Gee, could it be that she's a exceptionally attractive female that you wanted showing off your device? I think so. But don't worry. I'm still getting my hands on it, and I'm still going to fucking review it. MasterCard through only... Oh my God, there's too much news. We have Dr. Disrespect confirming he's suing Twitch. We have people doing a strike on Twitch. We got all this shit going on that I have to talk about. Tomorrow is going to be a long fucking day. Oh, man. Tomorrow is going to be a long... I'm looking forward to it, but man, Jay, just... I don't have spread your cheeks anymore. I have...
Oh, yeah.
I got to put my headphones on so I can get into the moment. Oh, man. Wait, Chris Chan had an actual channel? All right, anyway, so Papa Doodle Doo, thank you very much. We got Kevin O'Connor coming through with... I don't even... Does that thing have wings? Why does it have a plant on it? Why does it have a leaf on its head and it also has wings? What the fuck? Is that a lemon with wings? So I am not looking up Chucker's Cottage Cheese. I do not feel like hurling. That sounds like something that would... Just the name alone makes me want to vomit. Neil, I already went on a tirade. It's cottage cheese in a squeeze bottle for drinking. There's no fucking way. I will throw up. I like cottage cheese, but it needs to be eaten with a spoon. Like to just squirt it down your throat. I'm not trying to be perverted, but here we are. Oh my God, the texture, especially if it's like thick with a C chunks. Where's my bird? The chunks are thick. Remember that. The chunks. All right, so let me do these super chats. Then we'll talk about what's in the fucking box. Sorry. Are you pumped? I am pumped. Had COVID after the vaccine. It was easy. The vaccines work. Yes, you may still get COVID, but your chances are significantly less. I think even the Johnson & Johnson, the one-dose vaccine is 75%. And if you do get it, it will suck, but you'll just be home for a few fucking days. You won't be in the hospital. And I think they said it's pretty much close to 100% that it won't fucking kill you. There's been like a couple outlier cases. Did you see MasterCard through OnlyFans? No, but I want to. If you have me on Twitter, please send that to me. I may be pulling like a quartering tomorrow where I have like fucking 5. There's just so much, and it's all good news. It's not me like taking shit out of context to make it big, like my ass. I have a big ass. Oh, by the way, you may be wondering something. Did I mention this? Oh, I already did mention this, but I'm going to make another announcement since there's like 300 more people here now. Liana is still coming on, but I'm an idiot. We agreed on tomorrow. I, for some reason, thought today, no. Hold on one second. So yeah, send that to me. I'll look MasterCard. Let's look that up. I'm going to look that up right now. That's too interesting. And dude, it's not that I'm like playing favorites here, but DBZ King, I can't fuck with cottage cheese. I will throw up. I will throw the fuck up. So MasterCard, let me look that up right now. I'll put you guys on the screen. Breaking news. This is probably Keemstar caliber news to cover. I have finally activated Windows. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Took a while. It was such a fucking pain. I got the code, and then it said the code was being used on another computer, and it wasn't. So then I had to go through the whole thing on my fucking phone where I had to enter 6,000 goddamn numbers. Then I entered the numbers, and it was like a 20-minute fucking process. I could have been masturbating, Microsoft. Jerking off. Fapping. Whatever else you want to call it, but I had to do that. Anyway, so MasterCard. I don't trust them either, but like MasterCard. There's MasterCard news. Wait. What is going on? August 20. No, this can't be it because is it MasterCard news maybe? Anyway. So Kyle, if you could send me that on Twitter. What, Camelot? What the hell's going on with you, dude? There is so much Camelot. I like need to hire you to cover some of this news. Like it either goes from like, oh look, there's the trickle. And then it's like an explosion where there's like 70 stories at once. But I think there's been like 2 fucking times I've done like 4 stories in a day. If people are so worried about being microchipped and tracked or for 5G, throw out your effing smartphone. Yeah, I know. I've brought up that point before. They're so worried about being tracked. First off, none of us are that fucking important. And two, you carry around a device with you everywhere. 95% of the people I know take these in the bathroom while they're shitting. They got you. Do I think the government tracks us? Absolutely. Do I think that they need a chip inside of us to track us? No. Because here it is. They got us. They won. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Sorry. But yeah, tomorrow is still fine. Just want to let you know it's not like, oh my God, I can't do it. I can do it. I'm just a moron. I'm talking to Liana right now. On stream, DSB said he would come on if no drama talk. That's fine. I'll not talk about drama with him. I don't care. I don't have it out for DSP. I really fucking don't. I don't have it out for DSP. I don't think personally he's a bad guy. You know, it's just, this is what we do, son. I'm a commentator. This is what I do. I've been, and it's not that, like, I've been mostly doing news since 2011. It's been over a decade. So it's not like I just switched to this. But let's get right into the news. Rich, would you salute Trump on a horse with Carl? Of course I would. And I would do it shirtless like Vladimir Putin too. I would intimidate the former president with my alpha male nipples.
My jaw's hitting the ground.
His jaw would hit the ground for those nips. And Google Fish, I got to give a shout out to him. There's, I would say, 10% of the good stories over the past 4 months have been like, well, mostly he'll send me pictures of bare asses and cocks. I wish I was kidding. But then he'll send me news, and it's excellent. Like, good work, Google Fish. Like, I dig. I follow a whole bunch of people on Twitter. I have a news aggregate of, like, gives me, like, hundreds of stories a day. And then I have to whittle down to, like, 2 or 3, which is fairly easy because most are shit. I have people messaging me, and he just gets, like, the good shit. The good shit. It sounds like I'm talking about drugs, but you get my point. I think OnlyFans were pressured by Visa and MasterCard. Other sex cam sites now accepting crypto as payment. Oh, man. And do you see what's happening with... I'm not going to mention it. Fuck it. Let's just move on. Cole, thank you very much for the super chat. I found a disc version PS5 in the wild at Fred Meyer's. What the fuck is a Fred Meyer's? But it doesn't matter if you got it from someone's ass crack. Good for you. $540 new US dollars retail price. I'm renting PS5 games from the library as well. They have PS. Where are you that they have a... What is a Fred Meyer's? They rent PS5 games at your library. What? Good for you, but Jesus, that's a... What wonderful world do you live in? Are you going to make a video on the Soulja Boy drama that happened today? It was... Yes. I've known about... I kept it quiet because I'm friends with Some Pie. I've known a lot of the shit that happened today for a while, but I'm a man of my word, and when I say I ain't going to mention something, I ain't going to mention something. Because I didn't want to get her in trouble with his company or whatever the fuck. Now that it's all out there, and that motherfucker had the balls to say she was lying when I have the receipts to know that she wasn't, you are a fucking clown, sir. You are a clown. And you have no... And there's people mentioning Soulja there, and then I see these, like, thirsty women in his fucking, like, replies on his tweet to Sun Pie. Like, all these people who the fuck is chasing a rapper who hasn't had a major single since 2007? I know there was, like, some other one that came in, but like, he's not relevant anymore, except for this shit. And on top of it, too, then I saw people saying that she was lying about it. What the fuck would she lie? Why would she ruin her whole YouTube career to lie and say that she got something that she didn't? Like, come on, man. You got to have that common sense. You got to have, like, think. Use this brain. So are you going to make a video? Yes, of course I am. You've heard Kurt Schilling from 30. Yes. He'll finally pay them 14 to 20% of what he owes them. He's also racist. Yeah, he has a bunch of Nazi memorabilia. He's anti-LGBTQ. Yeah, he's a fucking asshole. Rich, do you have any idea why Nintendo put such a slow processor in the end? They had 2 years to put together a console to compete with the Genesis. But I think they were, from what I've read and watched, they were looking for a processor that developers would be comfortable with. And even though it didn't have the grunt that the 68,000 did, their sound chip and picture processing unit, like Mode 7, it had 32,000 colors plus colors available. What was the palette of the Sega Genesis? Like 512 colors or some shit. There's a whole bunch of things that the Super Nintendo was more capable. But yeah, it couldn't pump. There was more slowdown issues. It couldn't pump out the same amount of sprites on screen. But generally, in a lot of ways, it was more powerful than the Genesis. NSA watching me, watching you fat, probably, yeah. People actually think vaccines change. Okay, so they change your DNA. So I'm technically a horse now because I've been taking vaccines all my life. I got 1 million. 1 million. Yeah, he did. What does he have 1 million of, DBZ? Horse. They probably be worth more. I bet the FBI agent that monitor, it'd be the CIA that monitor you. Goes to therapy for the depression that I cause. Yeah, it's. And look, man, I'm not saying that that's not happening. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. What's that AT&T building in Manhattan that looks like something from like a dystopian future that we're already in? But you get my point. I know there's unethical things that we're being tracked, man, but they already got us. They don't need a chip in us. But you can't tell these people, and then the thing that happens, man, is once people go down that rabbit hole, they just want to believe it. They don't care. It's not. They don't need evidence. They don't need facts. All they care about is that they're right and their narrative is what is working. Rich, so I bought this $40 third-party Joy-Cons, and dude, they slap more than the overly expensive first. Maybe worth. Yeah, send me a message, man. Yeah, of course. He won't come on my stream. I'll message him. What the fuck? But he won't. I'll try. And dude, that would be great. And he could defend himself. Give me evidence, man. I doubt, therefore, I might die. Pretty much is what people feel. I finally found a 3090 on Newegg at MSRP. Praise Gabe. What the fuck is 33 Thomas Street? What is 33 Thomas Street? Soldier, imagine he came out and said he owed Review Tech USA. He bought Review Tech USA. You know what's funny is I probably would. I probably would sell it. I would sell it and just make a different fucking channel. I think you missed my super chat. Did I, Sergeant Jason Bond? I'm sorry. Ray, yes, I did. How are you? My grandma says hi. Anyways, do you think you're going to watch the How to Build a Gaming PC? Yes. Possibly, yes. It'll definitely watch it. Actually, there may be something I'll watch with you. Oh, let's see where we go with topics. But it'll be watched this week. It's in New York City. And I mean, come on, man. You think like with this shit that Edward Snowden's not? Of course, everything he's saying is true. Why do you think why do you think he's like a fugitive on the run? You know what I mean? I'm not. That's the thing. Like everyone thinks that, Rich, what do you just believe everything the mainstream media? Like, no, if I believed everything mainstream media told me, I would think Edward Snowden was an enemy. Julian Assange actually isn't a journalist. He's like a fucking terrorist. No, I don't believe everything that the news tells me. Of course not. I'd be an idiot. Yeah, I would just, dude. If someone wants to buy Review Tech USA and they're like, "Yo, Rich, I'll give you $2 million right now." Okay, I'll just make a new channel and be Rich the Man with Tits. Actually, YouTube, Rich the Man with Mammaries. I would have to be. I don't know, whatever the fuck I would be. That's it. Just move on. Yeah, for that, I think in the past before, but I remember thinking to myself after I said, I think I've said in a few streams that I wouldn't sell it. But yeah, why not? I would just. I'm me. You want to buy the channel and the name? Go ahead. I don't give a shit. Review Orcs USA. Give me. Oh my God. Newest video on you. It's too funny. Only 30. I think I saw it. 33 Thomas Street is the address of the AT&T. Like that shit. Yeah, that shit's real, man. It's meant to survive a nuclear attack. It also could be self-sustaining if like all communicate, like say like there was fallout and people were in the building. I think they could survive for what, like a month with never leaving the building. Yeah, man, that shit's real. What's up, Bobby? That shit's real. Like, I'm not anti-conspiracy theory. I don't know. Everyone thinks that I'm like some... I mean, yeah, there's some ways I am very liberal. I've talked about it before. But everyone thinks I'm like this ultra mega cuck or whatever. Or what a beta male cuck. Soy drinking. I don't know. Whatever thing you want to use towards me. Because, oh, you're pro-vaccine. That means you're a beta male. Okay, yes, that's exactly what it means. Look in the car. I'm going to crank your soldier. Review beta male. Soy drinking cuck you. Yeah, pretty much. Like, I am not in that fucking... Why is this so low? Ah, here we go. You're fixed. You're a bird that will stand on your own now. All right, anyway. So, controller. This is from a company called Hex Gaming. This controller goes for $300. They gave me a review code to get one for free. It's a blue controller. I haven't opened it yet. I haven't even tried it. I'm going to unbox it probably, I don't know, it depends, because if the Hisense review comes out Wednesday, this will probably come out Thursday. So it's a custom PlayStation 5 controller. It looks nice. Well, we'll see if it looks nice. There's an asterisk to it, though. On the back, it has, like, the paddles. People have found out. My editor actually, before even anyone said anything on Twitter, my editor said, yeah, because he gave me the company. He's like, got to let you know something about this, though. You got to mention this, that on the back of the controller, it's like a $35 add-on that it seems like people could do themselves. So you got to say, so okay, I'm going to mention that in the video, but we'll check out the controller, see if it sucks. It's good looking. Why am I checking my messages, Googlefish? What are you sending me? Okay. And you said they're good? They sure as hell look like shit. All right, I'll look into them, though. Looks like a building from a man in the High Castle. Yeah, dude, it's real, too. That shit's real. I pass that building every day on my way to work. I bet you do. Give this sexy bird a kiss. Mwah! Looks like a building. Yeah, dude, the building's creepy as fuck. It's meant to survive like nuclear disasters. If they can't leave the building, and say there's like fallout, they could. I think months actually. Months. They could survive for in there. So if I see Carlos in person, can I pet him? Yes, of course you can. You could pet my bird. Rich, I had a really bad day. Please scream at me while fondling Carlos. Oh! There you go. Oh, you liking Chicago, man? Man, this This bird is on his way out. Gonna have to replace my Carlos. Off-brand Bing box switch controllers made Satisfy mount completely unnecessary. Only $44. Are they? They need to make one where they're wireless too, as well. I mean, because I have very comfortable. I think Hori makes them, and I have like another no-name brand which I actually like better than the Hori, and they're cheaper, but they're not wireless. I would like if they made them where you could slide them onto that little switch thing and then play them. Oh my God! So I am sold. Do you think the days of the Crusaders are gone, or do you think this meme is being revived? Dude, I'm just going to ignore it. It's that simple, man. I'm just going to ignore it and do. It'll never be what it was because I'm not going to give it the attention. I'm not like it's that simple. I'm just not going to do it. I need coffee. Not coffee. I need Do you still consider the Switch? Well, it's actually, if you're going officially by generations, the Switch would be a 9th gen system for Nintendo, because technically Nintendo, they are wireless. Dude, Brewy Survive. Could you send me that link on Twitter? And if you do, let me know that you sent it. You don't have to super chat to let me know, but you could, yeah. They are wireless and have gyro brand Bing box. I'm going to have to look these up. Are you going to make me fucking get these? Yes, you are. Review Controllers USA. Let's see here. I'm going to look them up on Amazon. That's the thing. They need it. Oh, stop. Bingbok Joypad for Switch, wireless Joy-Con replacement. These do look interesting. Ooh. The vibration strengthening. So add that to cart. Okay. Okay. Kiss your cock. Man, I've been kissing this bird. Mwah, I think I already did it. Are these them? Why is it not showing it? Oh, I can't share. It's awful trying to share on Anyway. Call intro guy and ask him how the hell he's doing. He won't want to be on stream like that. I'm not going to do that. I know him. I'm going to take these off for now. I know him. If you replace Carlos, please name the next... Oh, it's still going to be Carlos. So just get a new porcelain bird. Humpty Dumpty Bill de Blasio. What are you talking about? Yeah, it doesn't really give a goddamn link. Share. I wish it would just give a link. All right, here it is. Cut. Now let's see if it'll actually paste. Hey, it actually pasted first time. If that's a controller. I mean, they look wonderful. Yeah, we're gonna buy these right now. Add them to the cart. Proceed to my cart. I know, I don't want it. Dude, it is incredible. Incredible. And he's just with a straight face, too. All right, so place these order. I bought these controllers. Boom. Controllers are purchased. Yeah, putting that... What was his thing? I think the take was that gay baristas... They had blowing loads so people enjoy the taste of the semen and turn gay. As a non-homophobic heterosexual male, I can assure you that drinking semen won't make me wake up one day and go, you know what, man, I just wish I had some cock right now, right in my ass. No, it's not how it works. It's not how it works. I just don't understand. But that's the thing. He said he just straight up admitted it. There's a lot of people that are homophobic like that and say crazy shit that are like, I never saw another man's penis and my penis got hard, except it did, but I won't admit it. Like, he admitted, he's like, yeah, I was in jail, and I was like, man, you know what? I was tempted to take some of that cock that my cellmates had, but I never did. He did. Of course he did. Come on. But at least he admitted to the fact that he was tempted. Shigeru Miyamoto, the non-real trolling sheet, is a legend. So, yeah, let me finish up with the controller. It'll be interesting to see. Tomorrow, I mean, the Hisense review is done. It's in final review right now. I had to fix a couple editing things, and that should be good to go. But tomorrow's all news. Wednesday's probably the Hisense review, and I think Thursday I'll do this. Like, this is not how, like, if there was a bunch, just like I know people that I know IRL that are gay, if there were titties in their face or a penis in their face, depending on if they're lesbian or gay, or, you know what I mean? They wouldn't be like, oh man, now that these tits are on my face, I'm totally going to start sleeping with women, or as a lesbian woman, I'm totally going to start sleeping with, like, no, they known from when they were children that they were attracted to the same sex. It's not how it works. Just like I remember, I literally said this to my mother at 9 years old. Ma, I got a problem. She goes to me, what's your problem? I can't stop thinking about boobs. At 9. Safe to say that my future was going to involve titties. I even grew a pair myself. So you get what I'm saying? And here is the thing at the end of the day. If it's two consenting adults and a straight male goes, you know what? There's this other dude I work with, and we want to enjoy each other's cocks, even though I've been with nothing but women my whole life, and it's a consensual male. Who cares if it's two consenting adults, whether they feel they were born to that, attracted to that sex, or they're just like, hey, I want to try something different. If it's consenting and it's legal and everyone's an adult, who gives a shit? That's it. That's it. Like, why the conspiracies? Why the debate? Are people born gay or they're not? Who gives a shit if they are or not? Even if they choose to be gay, that is what they like. I 110% respect them, so long as it's with another consenting adult. They could pee on each other for all I care. What is the big fucking deal? God damn. What does it matter whether just let people be happy as long as it's not hurting anybody. Christ. Oh my God. Like I said, there's that guy on Howard Stern. I know I brought it up a few streams ago. So we'll see how this controller is. I'm going to try it in a few days. I don't know. I forgot what the fuck I was saying. Blippy me, Rich. Yes, I will take a dump all over you.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on one second. Hey, good news. I got swatted. Now, I was debating even saying something, but take it from me, boys and girls. See how non-eventful that was? If you let I don't care if you have one person that watches your stream or 10,000 simultaneously. If you let your police department know, that is how it will happen. Officer was very nice. Said he was doing a welfare check. Okay, maybe it was a welfare check then. No, it wasn't. It was a SWAT. Here's why. Apparently, someone called my police department and said that I was drinking and being aggressive towards my children on Skype. My kids are with their mother right now, and I'm not drunk. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. I was debating even saying something, but I wanted to make it into an example. If you call your police department and you let them know, this is my situation, I'm a streamer, you could have 5 people watching you. I've seen it. There's actually been news stories where like only a few people, like a poor kid, I think one time. I may be mixing stories together, but it has happened. Yeah, and fuck Skype. Fuck Skype. But see how it wasn't the officer asked my name, he asked my information, and that was it. Now, if they had no idea and I never called them, it would be a different. They don't know the situation they're going into. They're still always going to be careful because there still could be, God forbid, be something. It's their job. But they go in with a different mindset, knowing that, okay, this guy, we're prepared for this. He warned us. He gave us the heads up. Here I am. Could have been a much different scenario. So I wasn't going to say anything, but the thing is, here it is. That's how it ends up. It could have been a much different scenario if I never called the cops and gave them the note that could happen. Has nothing to do with VPN. Has to do with there are psychos out there, and they're just going to swat you. So there it is. Crap on my chest, Richard.
I don't give a shit!
I'll give you that. Spread them cheeks. I don't have the spread your cheeks anymore, but what do I have now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, Ada's blowing. I knew this was going to happen, though, because the same guy who's behind Ada, he co-founded Ethereum. We knew all of these different roadmaps that were coming up. That's why forget it. Forget Ada, forget Cardano. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's not some junk coin that they're just trying to burn away to make it seem like or it's just like a pump and dump. It's the guy who founded Ethereum, co-founded. So, Rich, did you find the black controller, your analog Super NT? Black for your analog. I actually got it off of Amazon a while back. I have one of them. Do I have the Yes, I have the DSP laugh. I knew something was up because, like I said, I live in a 2-family house, and my office is on my parents' side of it. And my dad never bothers me when I'm streaming or whatever. And all of a sudden I hear, "Hey, Rich!" And I'm like, that can't be for a good reason. I was afraid something maybe happened to him. But we got a Camelot 331 raid coming through here. But I saw the officer, and I'm like, all right. But again, non-situation, very nice guy. Just got my information, told me what he said was happened, where it was someone on Skype said you were being aggressive towards your children. And that was it. That's why, like, don't think, because I know a lot of people think this, like, oh, Rich, I'm just starting off. No one really watches my stream, but I only get max 10 people in a stream. Don't, because one of those 10 people may fucking do it. And if you don't, you'll regret it. Isn't that incredible Trump got booed for saying he created this monster and now he can't put the genie back in the bottle. Random question, where do you see the future of augmented reality going? I don't know. I don't want to say it doesn't have a future, but they have to sell me on their future. A weird coincidence that all these troll channels are making these exposed videos. You get swatted. Oh, I'm sure. Dude, it is what it is, man. I got swatted in 2020. I got swatted in 2018. You know, and it's not that I'm being nonchalant about it. It's a very serious, and I think that the repercussions for the people that do this. I'm seeing your augmented reality if you have Cardano. Because, man, what is it at right now? Watch I say that, and now it's like... Hold on. Let me see. What is Cardano at? Oh, of course it went down a little bit, but that's expected. It's going to go up and down, but it is. Well, it was almost at like below $1 relatively recently, and now it's up to 287. But again, please, I'm not saying, I'm just talking and shooting the shit with my audience right now. Do not invest a fucking penny in anything I say without doing your own goddamn research. And I'm not just saying that as a disclaimer. I am saying it as a disclaimer because I guess there are people out there who will just blindly invest in something that a YouTuber says. But I do actually mean it too. Don't invest a fucking penny. Unless till you do some research into it, read up on it, find out more about whether it's a crypto or a stock, make sure it's not bullshit, and then make your own choice. Anyway, I want you to stare into his holes, not into your souls. Have you ever heard of the Shadow PC? It's a thing for VR. No, I haven't. I've heard of Shadow. Haters gonna hate. Stay safe, Rich. Yes, I'm gonna get it. Yes, I'm gonna get it, Google Fish. It's already. Hopefully, it's on Steam. Remember when? Yeah, and remember Mundane, and that was no joke. His SWAT didn't they have him on his knees? They had a gun held up to him. See, that's the thing. Now, granted, it was a long time ago when law enforcement wasn't that accustomed to swatting. It was still known what it was, but it wasn't as widespread as it is now. Like, my police department said, not just me, they deal with it on a surprisingly regular basis. You know what I mean? But back then, it was still a new-ish or newer thing. Not new, but new enough where you may get a gun held up to you. You know? So, but again, for Christ's sake, man, I don't, even if like a random person's like, you know, I've never thought about streaming, but I'm going to stream, and you get like two people, one of those people may be the person that swats you. Don't think it's just like, oh, I have to have 200 concurrent viewers to watch that, to be careful of that. No, if you have one or two, you have, for the love of God, you have to, man. It could literally save your life. I'm not even exaggerating. Yeah, I'm going to get it, Google Fish. Thanks for the financial advice. Yeah, please don't buy Soldier Coin. What wasn't he pumping? I still think, yes, he's an arrogant, narcissistic liar. But he's also not stupid. I think that was I'm still thinking, we'll see how it plays out, but it was a sideways attempt to pump and dump Atari's crypto. I really do. You know when they'll stop remastering Skyrim? Well, you know what? It's so old now. It's 10 fucking years old. It's so old now, DBZ, that like they're hoping a new generation will buy it. I think the same thing almost with with Grand Theft Auto. They'll stop. I gotta clean these glasses. They'll stop remaking it and supporting it when people stop buying it. Yeah, Portal 2. Remember that was a big deal when Gabe came out on stage because he talked so much shit about the PlayStation 3's architecture. He came out on stage and everybody, he's like, I'm Gabe Newell. I'm now developing for the PS3 Portal 2. My beard. I'm Gabe Newell. And I'm bringing sexy back. My favorite next-gen console, I would... I'm going to do two answers, which sounds stupid because, no, I like the PS5 digital edition. I actually kind of prefer it over the disc drive version because it's something you don't have to worry about moving, or it's all solid state, so that's cool. And you're getting a lot of console, especially without the disc drive. You're getting a lot of performance for $399. Cannot beat that price. You cannot even come. Listen to my burp. It's serious. You cannot come within a mile of that performance on PC right now at that price point. No fucking way. But the Series S, I just love in terms of my favorite piece of. So if my favorite platform right now for consoles is PS5. My favorite piece of hardware is the Series S, just because it's so small and so capable, like my penis.
Whoa!
My point is just like you are an influencer. These troll YouTubers are influencing people to do this, not just Crusaders, but all these troll. But dude, it is what it is. It's the reality of what I do. I'm not gonna lose a wink of sleep over that. And you just move on. And unfortunately, I'm sure it'll happen again. But I did my part to mitigate the severity and the danger of what it could be. You know? And that's why I was like, do I want to talk about this? Or should I just shut up and make it like nothing happened? I'm like, nah. Because I'm sure they'll look at the timing and the people who did it will announce it anyway. So I'm going to talk about it and talk about how it's a non-issue because of the fact that it did something preventative. What differences do you notice with the Series S? Lower resolutions. That's mostly it. And they'll cut back on some of the settings, like, because again, all these consoles now are basically PCs. Not basically, it's the same architectures now. It's been that way since the 7th generation. And Microsoft was x86 back in the 6th generation. It's funny, they went from x86 to the Power PC architecture back to x86. Sony did the same thing too. Well, no, Sony... I don't even know what the fucking architecture of the PS2 was. I know it had a MIPS processor in it. But Sony wasn't on the x86 bandwagon back in the 6th generation. Hey, Rich, how's it going? What do you think about review bombing of Tsushima director's cut for the... What is their issue with it? Jesus, all this news. I can't even talk about that before tomorrow. MIPS, M-I-S, not nips like nipples. Yeah, Sony MIPS. Yeah, I don't even know what it... I remember developers saying like they almost had to go down to basically coding by putting in binary almost for the PS2. It was such a monster to fucking code for. But I guess people are thinking it's a stupid fucking upgrade. Especially since they did the whole thing where the game runs at 60 FPS if you do backwards compatibility. Like, what the fuck is the point? Atari can eat a Richard. Feel me? Leave me alone, Atari. Oh my god. Atari can eat a dick. Leave me alone. Even though I pretended to be your CEO 24 hours before that video. Oh, Jesus Christ. You can't make this kind of soap opera up, man. But thank you. Again, Soldier Boy, I want to thank you for all of the great videos I've gotten to make. I'm truly entertained by them. I'm not even saying that sarcastically. And thank you for the fucking ad revenue. because of you, I'm going to have interesting content, and I'm enjoying it. My console has a nipple processor, and she likes it. Your console has a nipple processor. So you rub your nipples against your console? That's kind of strange, Patrick. Sent you a screenshot day before. Have a look. Okay. Let me look right now. Hold on. I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. If you really want to swat Rich, you have to make it sound real. Tell him he's on the roof putting his bird in his holes again. That actually is kind of true. They probably would believe that more. It's just such bullshit. You know, but again, like I said, look at how... Dude, I've taken longer to go take a shit. Literally. That's not even an exaggeration. I have taken more time pumping a loaf out of my ass than that SWAT took. And again, that was not... I'm not like, oh, they can't touch me. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is because I did what I've told everyone here to do many times. Because I made the phone call, gave them a heads up, gave them my information, that it changes the outlook of it. It changes the outcome, I mean to say, excuse me. You know? So, think about that. I got Cyberpunk for $10 from Best Buy. Should I just wait for the PS5 upgrade to start it? I would just start it anyway. I mean, I don't know. I never, like... But I'm weird. Because I could... A spoiler of a movie will never truly spoil a movie for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you tell me, oh, Rich, this person dies in it. Okay, I mean, not that I wanted to know it, but it didn't. I'll still watch the movie and get the same amount of enjoyment out of it. Same with games. I don't know. Rich, aggressively rub your bird. No pressure, though. This bird, you mean? It's like a genie in a bottle. I'm going to make a wish. I'm going to wish for a bird with a better leg. Wish for a bird with a better leg. Wish for a bird. Sorry. YouTube, Google is creepy. Just finished watching Breaking Bad, and a lot of my recommended videos are breaking. No, that's not that freaky. Dude, that's just the algorithm seeing, like, what you watch on YouTube. Now, Facebook freaks me the fuck out. When there are things that I know, and this happened to both me and Intro Guy, where we did not look like, dude, I'm like, I didn't look that, like, we had a conversation about something. And then see the ads on Facebook. We didn't, it's not in person we talked about it. I'm talking about. We did not talk about it online. We didn't talk about it. Like, that's voice recording. Oh my God, they may try to track me with a nano chip inside of a vaccine. Not saying I want that, but you're already fucked. Go talk to Edward Snowden about it. Julian Assange, like, the vaccine, you're picking the wrong fucking fight. The orange man is now telling you to get the vaccine. Like, it's not, just get the fucking needle in you, man. Out of all the goddamn things to choose. On a 4K TV, the Series S looks as good as the X does. But you have to understand, depends. You have to go by a game by game basis. Also depends, because a lot of times the games run at a much lower native resolution. So it's a very impressive piece of tech, but it's not gonna. It has basically 3 times less compute performance than the Series X, its GPU. Are you into Star Wars? Just finished Mandalorian. No, I'm not really. I don't dislike Star Wars, but I won't go out of my way to watch it. I watched it on Netflix. Yeah, well, now, did you watch it on Netflix on the same device? Well, dude, that's what Facebook got pissed off at Apple, because you could now opt out of having Facebook track you. But I'm telling you, that literally happened where I was talking about something and next thing there's an ad for it on my phone on Facebook. Never looked it up online anywhere. And I know multiple people that have said that, you know. Thinking about going for 100% for Breath of the Wild. Got some time to kill until the Pokemon remakes for Diamond and Pearl come out. I'm so jealous of people that have time to do that. I give my girl the needle every day, if you know what I mean. You give her a vaccine every day. That's not healthy for her. That's not healthy at all. They all listen all the time. Do you think I actually believe, oh, look, I'm sliding the camera off? Like, that gives me zero comfort. You know what? Like, if you have an Alexa, can't they? We already have under-screen cameras. They can put them there if you want to get, like, conspiratorial. Like, now, if you have a webcam like my Logitech Brio here, yeah, you could physically covering it because it's an encapsulated device. But if you have, like, a assistant, you don't think there may be a camera somewhere else you just don't see? You don't think they have the tech? Come on, man. Like, that's why I just don't fucking care. Like, all those conspiracies with the fucking vaccine, at least from that tracking standpoint, all of them, but that one especially is laughable because they already got you. I don't agree with it. I don't think that's part of this dystopian future we are going into. Hold on one second. So, I don't know. I know I rant a lot about. I even got even rantier after that whole situation had where people were shoving more anti-vax shit down my throat. Yeah, I'm not big in the Pokemon show. Pokemon show kind of came. Maybe that's why I have no attachment to it. But it came out kind of like when I was 16. So I just don't have any of that kind of attachment to it, you know. Do I owe Nintendo money? Why do you owe Nintendo money? So this week is going to be packed and absolute. Tomorrow is going to be a huge news day. Then I have Liana coming on. Then Wednesday I'm doing this controller. Then I think Thursday I'm going to have up. I know I talked about this before. The Hisense video. Can't wait for you to see that video. Yeah, I got so much shit to do this week, and I love it. Like, I said this in my tweet on Twitter talking about Soldier Boy. What did I say? Because it's so true. It, like, encapsulates every fucking thing that I do. Oh, Solid Crusader. Now I see it. Yeah, review bombing is still a thing. This is the PS4 version. Well, yeah, I get it. People are pissed. It's I mean, I think review bombing mostly is stupid, but I kind of get why people are annoyed, especially when they upgraded the PS4 version and it looks fucking amazing. You know? I know. People are fucking ridiculous, though. Prism. So I share that philosophy with you. Even China already has all our information. So what's the point of flipping out now? The ship. I'm not agreeing with it. In the fucking PS. Oh yeah, the PS4 version of that Ghost of Tsushima remastered is fucking ridiculous. Now I see what you're sending me, Solid Crusader. Yeah, like. We've already been, like, we are way past that. Way past it. You know, we have our phones with us fucking everywhere. So to be worrying about that is absolutely insane. prison program. The government collects our metadata. They can't record our calls, but they get around it with metadata. Our contacts, pics. Oh, yeah. And a lot of times more people say shit with pictures and text than they do with voice anyway. My agent has seen a lot of FAP. Yeah, they've seen us all. They've seen us all FAP, man. I used to own an Amazon phone. I noticed it raining in Worcester. I once noticed it raining and whispered, I need an umbrella. Then boom, for an ad. Oh, God, I totally believe that. Also know your whole situation, man, but I'm 34, divorced. I also help take care of my parents. No, my parents are perfectly independent. That has nothing to do with it. It's a 2-family home. I have my own side. I have a place for my kids in there, and they have their side. So man, I mean, yeah, and it's just a good situation. On top of it too, when my kids visit, it would be next to, I would either have to pay for a sitter, which probably would be more money than I would make the days I work on YouTube, so my family could watch him while I'm working. Like, it just works all around. And the house is plenty big. It's, like I said, it's 2 separate. Like, I have my own kitchen. I have my own entrance. I have my, you know what I mean? It's full bathroom. It's not like, I'm living in a basement that I put a couch in. Actually, my stove is the only stove. The other stove broke. That's getting replaced, though. There's a robot. Let's react to something you choose. Yeah, maybe we will. Maybe we'll react to some Keemstar. There's a robot in China that frowns all sad and tries to make you feel bad if you don't take its offered pastries. That is one of the weirdest fucking things I've ever heard. Yeah, Zeb. No, it's a good situation though, dude. I live in a good place. I enjoy the place I live in. Good area. You can fap and have sex without your parent. Well, yes. It's like I said, I'm not. It's its own place. And it's in a great area. It's in a good area for my kids too. Have you seen the Tesla bot? I have not seen the Tesla bot. Review a what phone? Eulaphone? What the hell is a Eulaphone? Pastor Manning meets Stanley Kendall in DSP. What would happen in that scenario? DSP would probably just run out of there and be like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Pastor Manning meets Stanley Kendall. Well, if Stanley Kendall was still alive. No, he was a disgusting, like, he was a true pedophile. He was a monster, Stanley Kendall. His sound bites are incredible, though.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But he was monstrous. I don't know what would happen. Thank you for telling me to keep up with the thickness. To the CIA agents who've seen me fap, I hope it was good for you as it was for me. I'm trying to get an Oculus Quest 2 at the moment. Trying to. If you mean in terms of availability, there's plenty of them, man. I was watching, I think it was Vice that had the one where they have the people put on the masks. And, dude, the stuff that the Facebook moderators who, when stuff's sent in for a review, they have to look at, these people get like PTSD and shit. And also, that's not even the NSA. If you want proof right there that everyone is sitting there monitoring everything that's going on, Facebook's monitoring every fucking thing you do, literally. Even things you don't do on Facebook, even conversations you're having around your device with a mic in it. They got you, son. I'm just hyped for the Steam Deck in general, man. I'm just hyped for the fucking Steam Deck. I'm definitely going to get the Aliens game, though. That was actually a good call, Google Fish. You reminded me. Oh, Sergeant Jason Bond. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Actually, you know what, man? Let's look at that. 2001. That's Computer Chronicles, right? Yeah, we could fuck with that. Uh, 2001 gaming PC computer. Yes, look at this guy. This guy is sex. Period. He is sex. We are starting off with the sexiest man I have ever seen. Christ. Oh. Oh, no, that's the wrong hole. That's the wrong. There it is. There it is. There we go. There we go. Oh, Bitwit did a video to this. I think I watched it. Yeah, but let's have fun. Look at that man. That was a good-looking man. If I've ever seen one.
You clean your own ears.
Yeah, dude.
You
The
need to
Steam Deck is going to be awesome.
Cotton swabs are
without
doing
a
more harm than good. You see, cotton swabs
That is-
only succeed in compacting wax deeper into.
All kidding aside, that ad is telling you the truth. I've actually used those things that extract the wax this way. I'm not associated with this ad. I'm just telling you. And man, the shit that came out of my ear, it looked like a rock. All right, here we go. This is going to be entertainment. You're a bird that could fill up my ass. So the ad was telling the truth. I don't know what they were trying to sell.
This week on the Computer Chronicles, how to build the ultimate
Love these
gaming
videos.
computer. We'll talk graphics cards and show you the new NVIDIA GeForce 3.
That was AGP, I think, from the way the pins look at the bottom.
We'll talk sound cards and show you how to add.
Yes, it definitely was, because in 2001, AGP was definitely a big thing. Because then we moved on to PCI Express in like, I remember them talking a lot about PCI Express around the time Half-Life 2 came out. Audio is low. I could fix that.
stunning theater
Audio is
style
kind of low in the video, though, man. I'll turn it up here as much as I can. Here.
surround sound to your games. We'll show you what it looks like to play a game on the newest Pentium 4 chip running at a
Oh my God, Pentium 4.
gigahertz. And the editors of Maximum PC Magazine will show us their choice for the best overall gaming computer.
Oh, you were balling. You got 56. No, well, this is kind of sort of like I got. When did I get on broadband? I think it was 2002. I don't even know. So there are already people doing the high speed thing. Review old computers. You well, hey, that's what we're doing right now.
How to build the ultimate gaming PC, coming up next on the Computer Chronicles.
And man, when you built an ultimate gaming
Computer
PC
Chronicles
back
is
then,
made
you were
possible
paying
in part
ultimate
by
motherfucking
PC
money.
to PC, the online computer migration service from PC First.
Oh yeah, they really pushed hyper-threading back then. They really pushed it. That was like, you know, Pentium 4 HT was in the logo. Yep.
Moving files, applications, and preferences from your old computer to your new one. Additional support is provided by Upside Events, presenting the Digital Lifestyle Revolution Conference, where people and technology intersect.
I bet you none of these companies are still around now. Especially this is like during like the .com bubble. I promise you, so many of them went poof.
Hi, and welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Chaffee. There's some very interesting marketing data on new PC purchases, which shows that most PC upgrades for consumers are driven not by the grown-ups in the house, but by the kids who want a more powerful gaming machine. Certainly there is no more demanding application for a computer than today's graphics-intensive games. So today we are going to help you.
It was still a kids. People were still thinking of it as. I mean, the PlayStation helped gaming move into the more young adult, like teen to young adult to adult area, but it was still a kids thing even back in like 2001. Oh, people are with these gaming PCs. These kids are just getting their parents to buy parts and components for them. What happened here? What happened here? Stuart, come on, talk to
How
us.
to put together the ultimate gaming computer. And we're going to start out with graphics. And here to help us do that is Tony Tomasi of NVIDIA. Hi, Tony.
Hi.
All right, so you've got the brand new GeForce 3 graphics card here, and there's a million cards out there. This is new. What is different, better? It's actually a next generation card.
That's exactly right. The GeForce 3 is the latest generation.
Look at that fan, man. That fan probably produces more heat than it takes off the fucking ship. But they didn't run that hot back then, so you didn't need it.
Graphics processor from NVIDIA. So this product actually includes a 57 million transistor graphics processor.
Wow.
Jesus, that's nothing. We're on to billions upon. Let me look, man. I'll explain more after I'm done streaming. Let me look this up too. How many transistors are in the RTX 3090?
Here is information from Wikipedia.
The 57 million. The 3080 has 28.3 billion transistors. So, but again, this was what, 20 years ago, man. God, that's so depressing. That 2001 was 20 years ago. Holy shit. The games are for kids stigma went on out the window during the Xbox 3. More so, yes. I mean, when you're sawing through people in Gears of War, it's kind of like, yeah, we've moved on from it's just for children. No turbo button on the PC. No bueno. Oh, God, the turbo button where you would double your clock speed back in like the 286 days. I remember those days.
In perspective, that's more transistors than a Pentium 4 plus a Pentium 3 put together.
Just on the graphics
Just
Oh, my God.
on the graphics processor,
Okay.
as well as 64 megabytes of 230 megahertz DDR memory.
Whoa. DDR memory. 233, 57 million transistors. But again, we're going back to, again, if a kid was born at the time of this, they're 20 plus years old. The green heat sinks, man, it looks like a snack, doesn't it? Nice, delicious snack.
But what's key about this is it's programmable.
That's exactly right. For the first time, the graphics processor is as programmed.
That man is an amazing comb over. It's like a symmetrical one. It looks like it's made out of polygons. It's like a 4-polygon comb over. Well done, Stuart.
Programmable as the CPU. We have an instruction set. Just like the Intel processors have an instruction set that you can program Microsoft Word or Windows with, we now have an instruction set that game programmers can program to create special effects on our processor.
So that means a game developer is not stuck saying, oh, I can only do what the graphics card will let me do. You can make the graphics card do whatever you want it to do.
That's exactly right. So for the first time, really, in real time, game developers can create essentially special effects.
Yeah.
So what used to be the domain just of movies and special effects there, which are render farms and would take hours per frame, we render those same special effects in real time at 60 frames per
This
second.
is all about what's on the screen. So
That's
let's
right.
get to the computer here, and I want you
That was Stuart's way of saying, all right, let's shut the fuck up. This segment needs to come. We only have a certain amount of time for this segment, so shut your fucking mouth and show me a demonstration. You see that all the. I mean, I get it. It's his job. I'm not knocking Stuart Chaffee, but it's so obvious. It's like, all right, man. Come on, all right, yeah. Transistors. Shut the fuck up. Show me a demo.
you to show me a couple examples. First of all, in a game, I mean, you're concerned about the surfaces of things, the texture, the animation. Show us an example. You have a great example, I think, of a chameleon there.
Right. So we came up with this idea of the chameleon to really show off the nature that because it's
Oh, this
programmable,
chameleon
it's the
one.
way it looks. So interactively, we can actually demonstrate programmability with this chameleon.
With that whopping 64 megabytes, not gigabytes, megabytes of video card RAM.
Here. So it's completely real
VRAM.
time. I can look at it from any camera
Video RAM. Excuse me if I don't say the proper terminology.
angle, any way that I want. It's actually being
So this
driven.
is all being generated and driven right now in
That's
real
exactly
time.
right. All this
It's
code
responding to your direction.
is running on the graphics processor in real time.
Okay.
So
So
the
you've
first thing-
wireframed it, for example?
The first thing, of course, is that the chameleon is built from geometry or wireframe. The animation of this chameleon, how he moves and walks and
Right.
the skin bends over him, is done with a program. We call that a vertex shader. That's a
Okay.
piece of code that runs on our graphics processor that drives the way he animates. In addition to that, of course, we have the way that he looks.
It's not natural animation. Holy shit, that frame rate dropped. That frame rate went from like 60 to 12.
And so we have a variety of what we call pixel shaders to generate special effects that are on the surface of this creature.
Ah, was that ray tracing? Ah, no, it wasn't. Fucking 3090 can't handle ray tracing in its entirety. I mean, it can, but we still have ways to go.
And so interactively, we can create essentially the Predator look, where he's actually semi-transparent. Right. He actually refracts the ambient light around him, and yet still reflects it, you know. Or
I mean, for 2001, yeah, this was pretty mind-blowing. Like, we're all being pricks right now, but we got to think back a long fucking time ago.
Or bends it into the...
I couldn't even buy alcohol legally yet when this demo was relevant.
And to be clear, this is no cutscene here. I mean, this is you are running this.
That's right. If you look at my hand and you look at the mouse as I move it around, it's completely interactive.
Yeah.
We can play with this as we see fit. And if you look at, well, this is actually our Invisible Man shader to kind of give you an idea what the skeletal system and the vein system look like. We'll go ahead and let the chameleon continue walking here. We'll talk about some of the shaders. So as we get close, we'll
keep talking.
Go ahead and zoom in on the surface of this guy. And if you look, just say on the joints of his arm there, the bumps are correct. The way the specular highlights move across the bumps as he animates are all complete.
It's actually, for looking back, it's really a pretty decent fucking demo for its time, too. Even now, looking back, I mean, obviously it's dated, but it's not. I've seen a lot of stuff from this era on PC gaming and console gaming that has aged much worse. So credit where credit's due at the same time.
Completely correct.
All right. Now, I want you to go to the next demonstration. Another thing in a game is the landscape, the background, the environment. They're often sort of clunky and dull, and they don't really get you into the game emotionally. And you have the ability now to actually generate real-time landscapes too, right?
That's exactly right. Because the processor is programmable, we can actually program the processor to procedurally generate a world. So the advantage here is that where previously worlds would have an end. You could get to the end of the texture or the end of the geometry, and that was it.
So again, this is a real-time generation of this landscape.
Right. If you notice the mouse as I pan it towards the edge of the screen, that's the direction that I fly, and I'm flying around the world. I can get close to the landscape. I can fly up in the air. The other nice thing about
Yeah, the Chameleon's graphics. This looks pretty dated. This looks like something from early PS2, Xbox days, which makes sense.
Graphics processing power that we can actually have a little bit of fun. So wherever I click on the screen, we have a meteor come flying down, and the meteor does some interesting things. As he clicks and lands, you notice there's...
I mean, but again, at that time, it's laughable now, but...
We do that with a vertex shader. It's actually taking the geometry underneath and deforming it.
And again, you're running this right now. It's
on the graphics
it's not just happening.
That's
the
all
last thing I
time.
want you to show us is the hardest thing in a game is the human face, right?
That's exactly
I mean,
right.
there's so much subtlety in the different expressions. Most games, the faces are pretty boring. You never get to know them, right? You have a demonstration here which is just incredible in what you can do with this card.
Yes,
this is interesting because
to solve the problem, or at least attack the problem of creating some emotional conveyance in a character. Today's game characters are kind of blockheads. They have flat faces, maybe moving textures, and typically plastic hair.
So what do we
no
have
hair.
here? Zoltar.
So we've got Zoltar, which is actually
Zoltar.
kind of modeled after the Zoltar.
I don't know why I find that so funny. Fucking Zoltar. Can we get any cornier? Zoltar.
Our character from Tom Hanks' movie Biggs. He's a fortune teller, and it's a completely interactive face. I can view him in wireframe.
Yeah, Bull. We didn't have, dude. They still don't get facial animations great. And I mean, they're finally almost getting there, where we're getting to that uncanny valley. But even in the 7th generation, even like even in the 7th generation. Like, we still weren't getting, we don't, like, they looked like mannequins. Even in the 8th generation, go look at Dying Light. As much as I love that game, everyone talks to you, they're like this. Oh my God, are you infected? Oh, wow, thank you for dropping off this package. You saved my life. Like, they don't even move, like, the mouth moves like this. And it's like, really? Is this a game coming out in 2015? Like, I remember, playing Half-Life 2 on, I think the Xbox was ironically the first place I played. I'm like, oh man, these facial animations, we're finally going to get there. And then like we kind of went backwards for quite a long time. I got a GeForce 4 Ti 40 in 2002 and blown away. Oh yeah, because it was amazing for its time. I mean, fucking Zoltar here.
Or not.
Yeah, but go back. Let's see the motion around his. When he talks, I mean, you can see his skin stretch.
We'll move into his face a little
Around
bit
his
here.
mouth,
Get
yeah.
nice and close, and we'll go ahead and fire up an animation here. And you notice that what we can do is
Whoa. Zoltar starts looking up. He looks like he had too much to fucking drink.
program the graphics processor to deform his actual skin.
Yeah.
We've modeled the skeletal structure and the muscular structure of his face.
Yeah, but what they're failing to tell you is that this is literally, this segment alone is probably sapping the GPU of every ounce of its compute performance. So unless the only thing was talking to characters, like they weren't having this level of facial animation in gameplay, you know?
As programs, we download those to our graphics processor and we can animate them and move them around entirely in real time. So for the first time in real time, you can get human characters. Wow. This is something that even the movie industry has really just started trying to tackle, and now we're running it in real time on a graphics processor.
Okay, so it's NVIDIA's GeForce 3, and it'll cost me how much?
About $399.
Thanks a lot.
Great, thanks so much.
It's actually kind of a fair price for, you know, that was cutting edge performance for its time.
Well, once you have a killer graphics card in your computer, the next most important element for a great gaming machine is sound. There are many sound cards and systems.
Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman. Rise and shine.
Out there to choose from. Here to tell us about one high-end option is Scott McNeesa Phillips. How you doing, Scott?
Great.
Okay.
Scott, you fucking stud. Thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott is here. Everyone can relax. God bless Scott. Scott, he's a hell of a man. Scott, you're a handsome man. Thank you, Scott. We needed a Scott in this video.
And we have to explain, it's pretty hard to demonstrate this on television because most people are listening to, you know, some little...
Demonstrate it for us, Scott. Give us a demonstration.
Monaural clunky speaker on the TV set, probably. So they're going to have to trust us a little bit.
Right.
So let's talk about what's the...
Look at that mustache, man. That is the most well-trimmed motherfucking mustache I have ever seen. Look at that, man. Look at him wearing that Phillips, whatever kind of shirt it is. I can't think of the shirt right now.
The big deal about your new sound card, which is what the acoustic...
What's the big fucking deal, Scott?
It's a new generation Card 2Y.
Yes, well, basically what we set out to do is when you're in, you know...
Man, he's staring into Stuart Chaffee's soul. Man, he is sapping his fucking soul out. He was like, well, what we've aimed to do is, I'm going to stare at you, Stuart. I'm going to stare your comb-over off. Fucking all of a sudden, you see Stuart Chaffee's hair go, Fah! Whoa, Scott! I knew you were sexy, but your eyes have some massive fucking power.
How great it is if you're sitting in a movie theater with really nice Dolby Digital or DTS sound system, and you're surrounded by sound, so you just really, really get immersed in it and enjoy it. Well, we want to be able to create that same experience on the PC. The problem on the PC is most of the sounds you hear, music...
Yeah, this is when people gave a shit about audio cards. Now no one cares. They just go either from DisplayPort or HDMI out and they have a good headset on. Or they get a sound bar. No one gave, like, I would say since what, at least 2010, sound cards as a mainstream, you'll see it at Best Buy kind of thing, have ceased to exist. Or is that just me? He looks like Stanley Kendall's disappointed. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, man. Here's an interesting one. About to purchase a Sega Genesis, oldest console ever owned. First Sega console ever owned. Game recommendations. Oh, my God. Streets of Rage 2, Streets of Rage, the original Streets of Rage, Sonic the Hedgehog, 1, 2, or 3 you can't go wrong with. I actually am a pretty big fan of both Splatterhouse 2 and 3. Castlevania Bloodlines. How the fuck did I almost forget that one? Oh my God, dude. There's so many fucking good games. Strider, right fucking. I almost knocked my coffee over right onto my keyboard. Strider, immediately. Excellent game. It was actually, the port was developed by Sega. They just licensed it from Capcom. And they did a hell of a job. If anything, in my opinion, I actually prefer the Sega Genesis version of Strider. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, yeah, the Hyperstone Heist, but back to Strider, I actually prefer it over the arcade version because it doesn't go ha 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 every time you swing your sword. Golden Axe, to a lesser extent, Golden Axe 2. Oh my god, dude, I can't even. There's lists that look up, type in the best Sega Genesis games, and you'll find an excellent list of them. My brother-in-law is DE at IBM, and he still wears these kinds of polos. Hey, dude. Hey, man. Whatever. I wear polos from time to time.
Are not positional or not.
But no one wears a Phillips polo as good as Scott here. Period. That's not even up for debate. Scott is the best-looking man we've all ever seen, confirmed. Now, Scott, you need to do me a favor and sell me this graphics card. I need it. Please, Scott. I use external Sound Blaster sound card. When did you get it, though? But see, it's not like what it used to be. And if your people are buying sound cards, they're usually buying them for audio production, and it's considered an audio interface. Like, Sound Blaster is not the same Sound Blaster it used to be. I know they still exist, but not like this. Like, there was a time where if you built a gaming PC or built a PC and you didn't add an extra audio card and just use onboard audio, people were like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Not
At
3D.
best, it's just stereo sound, right?
Exactly. So we came up with a solution in terms of our Thunderbird Avenger chip that we developed and the
Thunderbird Avenger. That's his porn name. We're gonna call him. We're gonna call him Scott Thunderbird Avenger Phillips. If you look, that's what he'll be. That's his porn star name on Pornhub. So Scott Thunderbird Avenger Phillips.
algorithms that we put on it that basically allow us to take any stereo sound and create multi-channel sound. That is 4 or 5.1 channels of sound, just like in the theater, so it surrounds you.
So even though...
Yeah, but I'm sure it wasn't that great. You're upselling this, Scott.
The game itself is
Mr. Phillips.
only pushing, say, stereo sound, 2-track sound, you can somehow put an algorithm on top of that and pull that apart into 5 different channels, so I really have surround sound.
Exactly. In fact, there's 2 different cases.
Yeah, look, I'm not a software engineer, so I could be wrong. I'm armchairing it right now. But I know what they do. What they do is they have, the audio processor, they have detects that a certain sound maybe is like from 5 kilohertz to 10 kilohertz. They'll plop it on this speaker, and one that's from 11 kilohertz to 16 kilohertz. They'll make sure it goes to the back, whatever. It's not as complex as Scott Phillips here is trying to make it out to be. The Phillips shirt is hanging in some Goodwill store. Probably. What's up with DSP's new level of begging? I haven't seen it, man. I haven't seen it.
There's some games that have no positional.
Every porn name should be in pig Latin or horse Latin or bird Latin. Just bird Latin. Everything should be about birds.
Sounds at all.
Right.
And those will make that game all of a sudden a positional 3D or a surround sound game. But even those games...
Yeah, but how would your algorithm, Scott, know if a sound, like if you're dependent on, like, say a game is natively running in stereo at the time. All right, if I hear a sound from here, that means the enemy's coming from here. If Mr. Phillips here, his algorithm's making it think that it's coming from my ass when it's actually coming from the front, I'm going to be looking to protect my ass when I should be protecting my fucking nipples, Scott. Do you want to see my nipples harm, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Well, fuck you then.
Games that are coming out now that do use positional 3D, they'll only take a portion of the sounds and actually position them, and everything else will be stereo
So
or
you
mono.
can actually put more in the game than was in there in the first place.
Yes.
This algorithm.
Additional layers of surround sound, if you will.
You have a nice little demonstration here, actually. If you can show us that sort of visual representation.
Yeah, but Sound Blaster is not the same as it was. There was a time if you weren't buying an audio card with your gaming build, you were like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, that's like, Might as well not put a graphics card in there. Google Fish is like sending me softcore porn right now. Oh, look. Oh, look. I'm seeing the cops walk up to my door. Wonderful. I love technology. Anyway, Scott is headed back to the green room after a segment to give mustache rides to all the Computer Chronicles groupies. Oh, no. No. And YouTube lets you send that. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you.
Presentation of the way you break up the sound.
Yes, this is an MP3 player that's included, and there's going to be a visual here. I'm going to start it up. And first, actually, we're going to start it in stereo. And you see these two little visuals here. That corresponds to a left and right speaker.
Okay, so that's the two tracks that are sort of pushing out the sound. Right
Dark
now.
Castle. Oh, God, he's recommending bad games. Don't listen to him. No, that was older footage. It wasn't new. That was yesterday. I pulled a quartering and posted something while drunk. Today, everyone hates my guts. Yeah, dude, yeah, stay off social media. You know what? I'll say it too. I'm going to stay off social media if I'm ever stoned. Because it's dangerous because this is... We live in a society. I know that's a meme. But we do. Like, you could literally destroy your life by just... Oh, man, I got really stoned last night. And I said something that got me canceled. Oops. Like, think about it. Literally in the 80s, you couldn't do that. Like, it was such a different... With these supercomputers and social media and the tech that's in our pockets have changed our lives for the better in some ways and much worse in other ways. I think they should get like 15 plus years. I think it should be a black and white sentence where if someone gets caught for swatting, because look, that was, I call it a soft swat. There was a couple officers here. One, I didn't even see the other one until I checked on something, but and that's it. Like, you know, he's like, hey, you know, someone said there was a Skype call where you were drinking under the influence, or drinking, I believe they said, or both. And you were being aggressive towards your kids. And I'm like, do you have kids? Yes. But they're not even here right now, so how am I being... I'm being aggressive through my mind. But when I came back in the room, I'm like, you know what? For the person who did that, they probably, all right, I called and Rich left the room for a few minutes, so it had to have happened. They would have announced it anyway. So I'm like, you know what? I want people to learn a lesson from this because I let my police department know it was really not a big deal. They asked a couple questions. I answered them, and that was it. So, anyway, let's continue. I forgot there's a video here. What am I doing? We got Mr. Phillips over here.
Exactly. Now, I'm going to go...
Oh, listen to that porn! Scott, your porn! This just happened tonight. It's right in the...
That would be our typical stereo environment.
Exactly. Now I've gone to 4 speakers, and this...
Oh my God, so I could hear the porn surrounding me. Scott, you're a fucking genius. Maybe they don't think Scott is a genius. Please clap for Scott. Yeah, dude, but it wasn't a big deal. That's why it was, I left the room, and that was it. My father, like I said, I live in a 2-family house. My office is on my parents' side of the house. So my dad called me, and at first I'm like, my dad never bothers me when I'm streaming. So I'm like, it can't be for something good. I was afraid, God forbid, the first thing I thought something happened to him. And then all of a sudden I walk out and I see an officer there, and I'm like, this is a... They said it was a wellness check. I said that before too. So swatted, wellness check. interswap that it's still shitty. It's equally as shitty. And it basically said, hey, someone said on Skype that you were saying that you were under the influence and you were being, I think its exact wording was aggressive towards your kids. I'm like, are you under the influence of alcohol? No. Are you? My children aren't even here either. So it is what it is, man. Welcome to, it's part of the job. You know, just even if you're starting out streaming and you have one person watching you, that one person could be a fucking crazy psychopath and try to swat you. Let your police department know. It doesn't matter that you don't have a big following. Just let them know.
This shows.
Now, how did you go to 4 speakers? You just...
I mean, people who don't even live stream, who just piss someone off because they beat them in a Call of Duty team deathmatch, swap people, and they're not even public personas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can't hurt.
Hold your card. I went 4.
Exactly. I said, let's
3
assume we have
times
a
now.
4 speaker
3 or
setup
4
like this,
times. 3 times.
and
Let's go with.
4. And if you look at this, you can see.
Oh, yeah. Alien Storm. Alien Storm's a great game. Contra Hardcore is it's hard as fuck, but yes, it's an excellent game too.
The 2 front left and right, and the left rear and right rear are
Scott, are you talking about my left rear and my right rear?
very different.
Are you talking about my 2 flat cheeks, Scott?
Signals, and you can actually hear it. So all of a sudden, you're hearing different sounds from every speaker.
Right.
Now we're going to take it a step further. Let's say you have a 5.1 channel sound system,
Whoa, Scott's getting dangerous.
and you'll see the additional channels added now by.
Oh my God! Look, I can't. Oh my God! That's so early 2000s. Those stupid, corny fuck. Even that UI for the Philips player, that's like, oh my God! Where they tried so hard to be futuristic with like the fake reflections where the song title is, and the capsulization and the overly overdone art to make it look like the UI is 3D. God. This couldn't be any more 2001 if it tried.
By our cards. And
Now,
they
you said 5.1. What's the word?
Yeah, it's like Winamp except shittier.
How's a tenth of a
Yeah.
channel?
Yeah, it's actually terminology that comes from movies, DVD and DTS. The .1
I miss Scott's mustache. Don't ask me why.
is a low frequency effects channel.
Okay.
It uses basically a sub.
Imagine like Stuart Chaffee was saying like the awkward shit I'm saying right now to him right in this show. Like, hey, Scott, this is excellent, but most importantly, have you ever given anyone a mustache ride on that amazing well-trimmed mustache? So, Scott, if I farted in your face and we recorded it with a high-end microphone, can we put this into the audio processor and actually have 5.1 surround of my ass? Time's ticking, Scott. I need an answer. Oh.
Subwoofer to do that. And that's that center channel right there. And this one right here is the center channel, which is also added. And that makes the vocals in a song or the vocals in a game or a movie come out very clearly from the front of you, while other sounds will.
Yeah, but sometimes that didn't always work well, because say someone had like a bassier part of their voice and then it would go to a different. Yeah, Scott, you're lying.
Come from all the different surrounds.
Dr. Claw's Dump and Pump? That sounds like a really weird porn that I wouldn't want to watch.
All right, so we're talking about gaming here.
What are you
so I want you
sending
to pull
me?
up a game just as a demonstration here. I think you have a game Forsaken up there, which is one of those games with lots of stuff going on around you.
Oh, Tipster's talking about it too.
You're talking about.
I should collab with him.
It's like
on
playing
it.
a whole new game all over.
She's coming. I screwed up. That's all on me. I'm an idiot with zero time management skills. She's coming. I thought for some reason I had a brain fart and thought it was today. We originally scheduled it for tomorrow at 8. So it's still happening. It's still happening the original time I said. I'm just a fucking idiot.
All over again. If you've been listening to it in stereo and you listen to it this way. Yeah, this game actually came out a few years ago from Probe.
Did you just say Probe, Scott? Let me get a second opinion here. What did he say? Uh-huh. Yeah, he said Probe. All right. Yeah, I thought so. What are you probing, Scott?
And it's put out by Acclaim Entertainment. A very, very popular, very good game. Graphics were excellent.
Oh, Acclaim was still around. What up? Carlos is lying dog-faced pony soldier who believes truth over facts. Who said that? The believes truth over facts thing? John? I forgot.
But it's a good example of a very good title. But
You're a good example of a good-looking man, Scott. Handsome man. Real handsome.
that is stereo only.
So let me explain again. We've got 5.
Man, look at those textures. It looks like they just took one and went, whoa. Man, that looks like that's like one step slightly above an N64 texture. Joe Biden said it. Oh, yeah. Well, yes, I remember that he said that. Oh, my God. Donald Kerr. Donald Kerr is now telling you to take the vaccine.
5 speakers around.
Barack America was smoking weed at his birthday party. Barack America. Barack America. Yo, I bet you there is a porn star out there who played on that. And there is a Barack America on Pornhub. I'm telling you, there is a Barack America
around us here. So, I mean, there's no way we can just translate that through the television set. But, I mean, just
my
go
butt's
through the
been
game
wiped.
and actually explain what's going on in terms of the spatialness of the...
Yeah, like what the fuck? Why are we're watching a video of someone talking about Scott, you're a fucking genius.
of the action.
Okay.
Hey, so Stuart Chaffee is saying it in a nice way. All right, what the fuck does it have to do with audio right now? You're showing gameplay. You're showing. We need to listen, Scott. Do you have any pride in that fucking Phillips shirt you wear, Scott? What are your kids going to think, Scott Phillips? Can you go home and wear that polo? Or are they going to be disappointed in you and shamed because you were showing a video demo when you had an audio card you were trying to show off?
You know this game?
Trump got booed when he stole his forces to get vaccinated as rally. So sad. It's very sad. It's very sad. Okay, believe me, it is a tremendous vaccine. Hey, Donald. Man. And dude, they're so adamant about being anti-vax, he probably lost a lot of support. He's going to have to spray tan himself more.
Oh, yes.
Okay, this is actually a demo version.
Right.
I'm not going to ask you to
This
play
is a
it.
pre-recorded session. This is true gameplay, but it's a...
Stewart saying to Scott, you fucking idiot. What does this have to do with audio? What are we looking at right now, Scott? Move on with this, Scott. I love Stuart Chaffee. You'll notice this. He always, when someone's babbling, it's like, yeah, okay, could you move? Like, he kind of like gets like politely annoyed. I love it. It's so awkward.
Pre-recorded session. It's going to start up in a moment. And what would happen if you had another sound card product that did support for...
Lindsey Graham said Biden should be impeached for withdrawing from... Oh, my, here we go. Oh, I hate... Fuck politics. Fuck politics, man.
5-point channels is what they do is, if they only have stereo, they play the same thing out of the rear channels as the front channel.
Play it out of your rear, Scott. Please. Please. For your kids. Play it out of the rear. We need to hear that surround. But yes, fuck politics. The world's going to burn anyway.
Okay, so you're not getting more...
You don't get anything more, and it can...
Oh my God, the shooting! I feel like my nipples are deflecting the lasers right now. All because of Scott Phillips' sound card. Watch your rear, Scott. If Trump spray tans anyone, he will become a human ball. Anymore. I thought you said anyone. Anymore. I am a nice big brown ball sack with a comb over. Believe me.
Good.
That is really loud, that good. I got to fix that good.
Realism out of it.
It's almost the equivalent of playing mono out of a set of stereo speakers. It's still mono.
Tracks, right.
Yeah. So as you're going along here,
Man, cutting edge graphics right there. What like that demo with? I mean, I get it was a demo, so they were probably squeezing every ounce of performance out of the graphics card with the lizard or iguana or whatever the fuck chameleon. Excuse me, chameleon. But this is like, yeesh. This is even ugly by 2001 standards. I don't even know what the Crate Challenge is. Breaking. President Carlos has impeached Barack America. Barack America.
My jaw's hitting the ground.
That one is going to stay for a long time. Sorry, in television. I just farted and it smelled like a roasted chicken dinner.
My jaw's hitting the ground.
I shaved my ass and I had more hair that came off my ass than would have came if I shaved my head.
My jaw's hitting the ground.
I peed and it smelled like freshly brewed coffee because I had way too much caffeine tonight.
My jaw's hitting the ground.
I ran naked down the highway and people were beeping at me. And as I ran, my nipples were flapping behind me like jump ropes.
My jaw's hitting the ground.
Okay, let's move on.
we're now in this space.
I really hope the Series S doesn't bottleneck. It's the only thing stopping me from getting it. I don't know, man. I kind of have a mixed opinion on that now. I used to think that too. But anyway, maybe I'll make a video on that later this week. Thoughts on the Crate Challenge? I have no idea what the Crate Challenge is.
Crap and you're firing. Because of this algorithm basically creating the 5.1 channels, all of a sudden the explosions.
So we can hear it behind us, in front of us, to the
Does your rear explode, Scott? Do your kids have to smell your explosive rear? They're like, oh, Dad's farting again. Damn it.
Whoa!
Dad, I smell your hole. It's not acceptable.
Whoa!
Stop it, Dad.
Whoa!
Keep your surround sound farts at work. Thank you.
My jaw's hitting the ground.
left, to the right, so you're really immersed in it.
Yes.
TikTok Crate Challenge is the latest dangerous way to hurt yourself. They are hurling each other into milk crates now. Because Jack... I don't even, dude. I think each generation gets stupider and stupider. I mean, I'm still a dumbass. Look, I'm sitting here talking to a man named Scott.
It's almost like an interactive movie, and with the graphics you were just talking about, the combination of the graphics and the audio really can make it an interactive movie and experience it.
Your mustache makes it an interactive movie, Scott.
You can really escape into.
You're getting Grandpa. Oh, I got
You're
that.
getting Grandpa excited.
Absolutely.
All right, now, while we continue to look, there's one question. If I look at my computer in the back, I got one little jack, to plug in.
Do you have one little jack back there, Stuart? Are you sure? Does your comb over have concerns? Leave your thoughts in the comments below.
The speaker. You got 5 or 6 speakers going here. How do I do that?
Okay, yeah. Well, on our sound card, we actually have a special adapter. So we only take
we do
up
have the card here, actually. So this is what we have here.
This top.
Stuart got some, no, I'm sorry. Scott got some chest hair going on there. You should keep that at bay. It's dangerous.
Jack here. It's called a DIN style jack, and it comes out and actually.
Yeah, it just comes out. No, you got like all the oh, I hated those fucking things. They had that with component video too. Ugh.
Gives you 3 stereo jacks, so you get all 6 channels of 5-point channels. The second one here actually allows you also.
And I bet the cables that came out of those were as fragile as Fabergé fucking eggs.
Digital in and out, so you can also
digital in and out.
Digital interface with things, and
digital in and out for your analog holes.
Good.
You can even pass AC3 or DTS information if you have a.
AC3, there's one I haven't worn. They used to AC3 is just Dolby Digital 5.1 or just Dolby Digital. I remember because like my dad used to be on the bleeding edge of home theater stuff, and I remember he had a Marantz AC3 decoder that had an optical input, a coaxial input, and an RF input, because there were at the time you could get laser discs like the top of the line ones with Dolby Digital on them, but they pumped out Dolby Digital via AC3 on RF jack. So that was the last. So I actually used to think, I was like, what's Dolby Digital? You mean AC3, right? They're like, and everyone's like, what the fuck is AC3? That's like the surround 5.1 AC3, you know? My dad, he jumped onto Laserdisc at the 11th hour. Had coax too, Abby. Or I think it was called, they had RF coax. Yes, you're right. He jumped on Laserdisc at the 11th hour just because he wanted the Dolby Digital surround sound. And then he also jumped right on DVD and just like never touched Laserdisc again. He wanted this Dolby or AC3 or Dolby Digital so bad. You're getting Grandpa excited.
Surround processor externally.
Okay. Now, last question. The card's great. You need great speakers to go with it. You have some.
And yes, that was at the house where we had the Dolby Digital home theater setup, which actually he also had, I believe, a Carver amp, which was a 5-channel amplifier that each of the 6 channels, because it also powered the subwoofer too. No, it was 5 channels. Then he had a separate, or the sub was self-powered. And that powered all the speakers, because that was, you had the center channel, you had the left channel, right channel, 2 back speakers, and the reason, so that was 5. The 0.1 was the subwoofer.
Interesting technology there. I want to ask you first of all about this guy over here, which is your Wooks speaker. What's the
Wooks? The Wooks. The fuck is a Wooks? Who sat? They probably had board meetings for hours. Oh, what are we going to name the subwoofer? What should we should name it the Thumper Humper. No, then people will think of humping, and that's terrible. Jesus wouldn't want people to think about humping. What do we name it that sounds edgy, and maybe the kids will go out and buy it because the kids are, the kids, because the kids, and don't only kids play games. So, right, no, I got it. It's a subwoofer. We won't call it a subwoofer. We'll call it the Wooks. And all the other, 40-something-year-olds, which I'm 40 now too, but we're like, yeah, Wooks. That's it. That'll get those teenage Jenko-wearing motherfuckers to buy our subs. Wooks.
new technology inside here?
Yes, it's a technology we actually developed. We actually make speaker technology for a number of the car manufacturers around the world. And the problem there is when you get into these high-end sound systems, you want a really big bass.
Do they want a big bass, Scott? Do they want a big bass with their Wooks? It's... God, I hate when they still do, Alienware still tries to be edgy. Could we stop? Razer finally their names are still stupid with aesthetically, at least. They finally fucking got it. Wow, the people who want to buy our $5,000 laptops aren't 13-year-olds. Breaking fucking news. Come on. So they finally got to stop with the edginess and all that other crap.
I don't have the space for it.
Exactly. And it's basically with a subwoofer, the bigger the box, the bigger the sound you can get out of it. So what we've done...
Give me that Wook, Scott.
...is this has a down-firing driver that you can't see on the bottom of this. It's the active driver. But this is the key to the technology. It's a very... a membrane that can move very far.
Big-time mega bass coming out of a small box.
It basically fools it into thinking the box is much bigger than it really is.
Briefly, how much is it going to cost me to set up this sound system?
Okay. Well, the card itself, the one we're showing here, is $99.99, but we actually we're introducing 2 new
products. It's actually not bad.
Take a 4-channel all the way down to $49.99. In terms of the speaker systems, we have 4 and 5.1 channel speaker systems starting at $80, and this one here going up to $199.
That's actually not bad either. Shit. I'd buy that now.
All right, coming up next, the new Pentium 4 chip. How much better will your game run on a 1.7 gigahertz CPU? We'll see in just a moment. Well, you can have the best graphics and sound cards in your computer, but underneath it all, you still have to be able to process the bits fast enough to drive everything. So how important is the speed of your CPU to great gameplay? Well, let's find out now.
This was the time where there was the great race. The great race to... It was all about the clock speeds. It wasn't about cores. And then they realized, wait, we're going to hit a thermal wall here. And a current wall, too. Or a power issue wall. I don't know if I'm using the right terminology on that end. We got to divvy out the task to more processor cores.
Of Intel.
It was all about the speed of the clock speed of the processor.
Tim?
How you doing?
And your new bit is the P4, the Pentium 4, obviously, and you've got, what, a 1.7
Pentium 4 was such a disappointment, basically.
gigahertz chip we're going to look at here.
Yep, we're at speeds up to 1.7 gigahertz on the Pentium 4.
Now,
Man. Now you say that, people be like, oh, are you serious? But back then, that was fast.
we hear that a game...
I remember it was a big deal at Circuit City, because I remember when the Express store closed down, I worked a little bit at the main store, and I hated it and I quit. We're like, oh my God, there's a 1 gigahertz AMD, or no, a Pentium 3, a 1 gigahertz Pentium 3. And that was in 2000. Or maybe it was an AMD chip. Didn't matter. It was a gigahertz, and everyone was freaking the fuck out.
Game's been optimized for the P4. What does that mean to me?
Well, bottom line, it's going to be better or faster gameplay, but that could show in terms of...
Look at that ugly green beast behind him, behind Tim. Look at that ugly... Why did people think... Oh, my God. I mean, maybe it was the younger, because, like, the gaming age, the demographic kind of aged with me, so maybe there was idiots at 19, 20 that wanted their computers to look like giant neon green pieces of shit. I don't know. I'm just a man on the internet.
More realistic environments, smooth gameplay and animation. Basically, it's writing to the advanced...
It looks like a giant Xbox PC, Turbo Express. You're right.
...that you see in the Pentium 4 processor today.
All right, you have a couple of examples here. Let's take a look at some games to sort of
Blow Stewart's comb-over off there, Tim.
demonstrate the things you're talking about. This is a game called Giants, and what should we pay attention to here that you say is, hey, is the result of running this thing on a really fast processor?
Sure, so some of the things you definitely look at first is the trees. Notice how they're actually blowing in the wind.
What does that have to do with the CPU clock speed or clock cycles? That has to do with the GPU, man. Like, that has to do with, like, the...
You know, this is definitely something that...
What about the frame rate? What frame rate is it running at? Is it running at 60? Is it running at 30? Obviously, the video's 30. Like, that's the important shit. Why does the grass look like a fucking... Someone had the flu and had a diarrhea shit on it? Why is it, like, flat brown and green? Obviously, hardware limitations. I'm not stupid. But those are... And why do the palm trees... Why does it look like someone took... and just like stretched it and just kinked it in different directions?
At an older prior generation.
It looks like someone took a giant earthworm and just like stretched it.
You wouldn't see. It would have been a static tree that you don't see at all.
Okay.
You see the realistic lighting effects. You see that
What's...
the water looks pretty realistic compared to water of a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah, probably. Look at that grass, man. That grass is as flat as my ass.
The motion of the camera.
Look, it looks like my ass, too. It looks like two butt cheeks right there with hair. My ass might be green as well. Don't ask questions as to why, though.
There's pretty smooth.
Yeah, and you can also see different camera angles of the actual player. So let's look around and see if we can see some other creatures here.
And obviously, you can have a lot of stuff going on at the same time.
Absolutely.
These other creatures. Let's find some creatures. Let's find some creatures and see what we could have their way with these creatures, because it's a fantasy world and no one... Where we go?
Especially when you're playing...
I wear this. My name is Tim, and I wear this same blue spandex suit at home, and it frightens my wife, and she'll never lay in the same bed with me. I even shower with the spandex suit on. Well, that's weird, Tim. I'm concerned. Why do you shower with it? How do you get in your crevices and your holes? You must have some questionable hygiene in those holes, Tim. I actually enjoy that. That's why I wear the suit. Thank you, Tim. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Tim. Didn't need to know that, Tim. You're kind of a weird guy. Talking about tech, Rich, you hear a few years back that the AI Tay that turned into a homicidal racist after interacting with people on Twitter. Yeah, I think I did hear something about that. Oh, man, if that's our future, we're fucked. Oh, God. Anyway, now back to Tim's magical world.
Online games with multiple players, smooth gameplay.
Oh, it looks smooth, Tim. That grass looks real smooth.
No drops right
All right, let's go to another one. You have another game up here on the other drive, which is called Colin McRae Rally. This is a racing game, and that is probably the most demanding kind of game, right? Because it's got a lot of stuff changing very quickly.
No, not at all. It has redundant textures and usually limited draw distance. Kind of the same thing to this day. Racing games, sports games, and fighters are like the least demanding on hardware. That's why during the 7th gen you'd see like a lot of fighters and stuff, or like a basketball game actually running at 1080p on the PS3 or whatever, because it wasn't as demanding. So Stuart, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm an armchair developer who can't count to 10 with his fucking fingers, but I'm pretty sure I'm right about that.
Absolutely one.
And if it's not realistic, it's a waste of time.
Tell him, Tim.
Absolutely. And this is one of the newest games out there. Again, this is
Intel Tim isn't fucking around.
been optimized for the Pentium 4 processor. So what you're going to see is, again, smoother animation.
I thought that was a blue screen for a second.
Very realistic gameplay. One of the coolest things is that, when you get damage on the car, it actually looks like damage. It just doesn't.
Now another issue in
I want to see this damage, Tim. You need to show me the damage, boy.
a game like a racing game is there's physics realism, right? I mean, you want the thing to work the way things really work in the real world, and that's a function of what you can do with processor.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's see if we can get a fun game on here. Let's see, we'll play in Sweden.
Hey, you're having a tough time getting that game up, Tim. I've noticed. I was just thinking that. Come on, Tim, get that game going. Stuart's like looking at the clock. The clock. We got the next segment to move on to on this episode of Computer Chronicles with my comb over.
Get the 10,000 choices here.
Yeah, multiple choices in terms of what.
Oh, that's realistic. that's realistic. Man, dude, I've seen like what the fuck? Like Gran Turismo came out before this, and now look more. What the fuck is this? What 10-year-old in MS Paint made this shit? Gran Turismo on the PlayStation 1, which came out 4 years prior, look better than this. What is that car? What Lego kid set did that fucking Subaru come from?
All right, so we're racing in the snow.
Breathtaking realism. 10 out of 10 realism. Tim, thank you. Anyway.
Right. So what we can do here is,
And it's laying down tracks in the snow, so that's pretty cool right there.
And just to prove it is,
Whoa.
that's not my normal driving style.
Bullshit, Tim. You're drinking like a fucking jug of whiskey while you're driving to work in your Subaru. Don't lie to us, Tim.
So what you're going to do here is, again, this is a pretty realistic game in terms of just driving it, as you're driving on snow. It's not just turn and.
Gotcha. And so when you crash, which of course everybody wants to do in a racing game, you're going to see the real dents and the bumps.
Absolutely. So the other thing to notice is here is you can also look at it at different.
I haven't seen. He's crashed into a whole bunch of shit, and I haven't seen a fucking thing yet.
Angles, and depending on which angle.
If that's realistic, I'm going out and crashing into some fucking trees right now, and my car looks like that after. I'll be happy.
You're more comfortable playing with.
Man, that porn music too.
That's a good point. If you get at this angle, this is really more demanding on the CPU, isn't it?
Absolutely, because everything's much closer.
Sure.
Faster.
And it's still.
You'll say yes to whatever Stuart says. It's not. As far as I know, it is less demanding for a racing game, especially a racing game that even back in 2001 looked as shitty as this. I remember the way Gran Turismo looked, and it looked way better than this shit.
Still going very smooth.
Especially.
All right, I want to get another game in here so you can stop that. Let me.
All right, you move on from that stupid fucking game, and let's continue here. I'm Stuart Chaffee, and I have a comb over.
change CDs for you because there's one other example, a game called Can I pop it?
Absolutely.
A game called Sacrifice, which is really a good example of a new feature you've got in the P4.
How much effort do you think it has? See, that's why just be bald. Like, how much effort do you think it is to make that comb over? Like, obviously, I'm sure on the set he had someone do his hair, but that must be, like, you don't even see a bald spot. And it's like, they must, like, sit there and just go, like at 80 different fucking angles. Just be bald, man. Be bald, Stuart. Just let it all fall out.
Let's get this baby up.
Absolutely. So again, Sacrifice was one of the first applications really to appear optimized for the Pentium 4 back in the end of last year. So let's start this up.
Tim is just a man showing us demos.
Now what we're going to see here while we get the game up is that the problem with the game often is you see an object in there, and as you get closer to it, it gets pixelated, it gets worse, it degrades.
Absolutely.
And you're now able to actually not only stop that, but reverse it.
Absolutely. And one of the technologies in this application is a technology that's called multi-resolution mesh. And what it does is exactly as you described.
But all that shit would... it's funny that, like, now that all this kind of shit's on the GPU now. It's interesting to see a processor maker showing, you know what I mean?
As you get closer to objects, instead of pixelating, it actually becomes clearer and crisper, which is what you would expect in the real world.
All right, so let's get into this
Let's
game
load up
here.
a game here.
So the game's called Sacrifice.
Yeah.
I want to see the example of this with that Apple-esque monitor. God, it looks such like an... Like, please, if you bought an iMac, buy this monitor for fuck's sake. Or if you bought what would have been maybe a G4? No, it would be a G3, Power Mac G3 desktop at the time. Again, I'm just a man on the internet. Don't judge.
What you're going to see here is right away we're loading it up into the scene. It's very...
Rate my
high
fart,
resolution.
kids.
Lots of things going on. As
Oh,
you
yeah.
can see. There's rain.
Dad has air in his
several
hole.
different things flying
Now
around.
find an example of this sort of MRM bit where we can get close to something and see it get more detailed rather than
Right,
degrade.
so let's take a look at the
Oh yeah, that's just reeking of fucking realism. Like even back then, like come on, like okay, it looks all right for 2001, but eh.
These documents over here.
Why is all right? First, this always is a pet peeve of mine. Unless the lightning is literally like striking in like your front lawn, that's how you know how far away a storm is. Because if you see a flash of lightning, you can 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi thunder, then that means it's 4 miles away. They always do that in games, even to a degree to this day. If there's a thunderstorm and there's lightning, make the thunder come after.
What we're going to do is we're going to watch it as we
I know it's a weird thing to bitch about, but it always bothers me.
get closer
Like you'll be in this totally realistic world and they fuck up the thunder.
to these environments.
Yeah, nothing you've shown is displaying this right now, Tim. You're fucking up.
Even the tree.
Stuart's comb over is about to jump off of his head and fucking attack you like it's a seagull. Imagine that. Holy shit, I'm sorry, Mr. Chaffee. Stop pecking at my head. Don't fuck with his comb over. It's like a hungry seagull who's pissed that you took its food. Apparently there is another Computer Chronicles episode talking about how to buy a computer that Bitwit watched and he saw someone look like Gabe Newell. Maybe we'll watch that. Not tonight, but yes.
Yeah, as we see, we got close to the tree. We saw more graininess in it rather than less in terms of the.
Go back to that tree.
Right.
Whoop-de fucking do.
You see right there, you can actually see that.
Yeah, oh, that just, whoa. The realism. Oh, man. Since when the fuck the trees look like the toilet paper I wipe my ass with?
It's much closer and better as you get closer to the object.
That was not a good example, even back in 2001.
Right.
Actually exactly opposite from what previous generations were able to
All right, last question I would have for you, Tim, is we hear the numbers, 1.7 gig versus whatever. Say I've got a 500 megahertz Pentium 3 right now. How much faster how much better performance will I really get out of it? It's obviously not going to multiply by 3 or 4, am I?
Sure. What you're going to notice is that in most applications, especially gaming, you're going to see anywhere from 2 to 3x of the types of performance. For example, in one application we know for sure, in Quake 3 Arena, we're seeing about a 3 to 4x performance gain. And just going from a Pentium 3 500,
good old
which
Quake
gives you about
Arena.
50
That was on
frames
the
per second.
Dreamcast too,
On
I'm
the
pretty
latest
sure.
1.7 gigahertz Pentium 4, you're getting almost over 200 frames per second.
Tim, thank you very much. Well, you may think this is just all too complicated. Upgrade this,
They also
upgrade
forget to mention though that even at this time you need a graphics card as well for $399.
that. Maybe the best solution for a
And those are
great
just two
computer is
components.
just go buy one. We're here to give us some advice on the ultimate gaming PC. Our Will
Oh,
Smith,
man.
Gordon
There's
Ung.
the
They
alien.
just wrote an article, in fact, for their magazine Maximum PC about the great gaming computers that you can put together out there. Let me ask you first of all, Will, we've got two machines over here. That is a Falcon Northwest. Yes. Is an Alienware. Just explain what's the big deal about going to a company like Falcon that specializes in putting together gaming computers.
Well, Falcon is a bunch of gamers that basically they play games and build
Oh,
computers.
it's not Alien.
So,
It's Falcon Northwest. Do
when
they
you
still
call and say,
exist?
"Hey,
I haven't
play
seen that name in a
Microsoft
long
Flight
time.
Simulator," or I play Quake 3, then they know exactly how to tailor a system to fit your gaming needs.
All right, so you've already got your
Whoa, look at that CPU cooler. That's weird.
games. You know, this is what I want to play. Make me a computer, put together some hardware that'll give me the best possible game experience.
Exactly.
Huh.
God, I imagine the price delta for expensive pre-built back then was probably even more than getting a pre-built now by leagues.
Now, what is it about it, though? I mean, one thing we can see is a lot of fans blowing in this thing. In fact, we can hear them. That's so if you want to mess around with the clock speed of your processors.
You can overclock your video card,
Right.
you know, a couple of notches to get that extra 5 frames a second, or your
Right.
processor, whichever you see fit. They add more than sufficient cooling for everything.
And what particular graphics card do we have in this room?
This is the Hercules Prophet 3, which is a GeForce 3 based video card.
Hercules Prophet. God, these names. Could we? Oh my God, they always tried with that badass as possible. Hercules Prophet Erect Cock 4.7. Oh my God. Hercules, like that company is.
With programmable pixel and vertex shaders and all that cool stuff.
Now, there's a strange green monster over here from Alienware.
I think Stewart's mistaken himself. That's why my wife calls my penis at night. Hey, she wants to play with my strange green monster. Stewart, why? First off, I didn't want to know that. Secondly, why is your penis green? Don't ask questions. I have a comb over. Don't forget the horse meat prophet.
Is this just like cool style, Gordon, if you want this to be?
Well, I think for the Alienware and also for the Falcon.
If you want your computer to make you just scream virgin, make it look as obnoxious as possible. Hey guys, I'm a gamer. Roswell once made a 1600 watt power supply called Hercules. That's a man's power supply. It's also like the same. Jesus, 1600 watts, man. Holy shit.
Gamers are hardcore PC people. They want.
Oh yeah, they're hardcore, so they need obnoxious looking. Oh my God. No.
They want people to know that they have pride in their ride.
Pride in their ride. Pride in their ride. Oh man.
My jaw's hitting the ground.
Pride. He just said it. He said it. It's real. Pride in their ride.
They don't want a Ford Taurus beige box. They want, you know, a Dodge Viper.
It's got to stand out.
Or maybe a clean, nice looking, but we didn't get that back then because everything was beige.
It's got to stand out.
I think that's where this came from, because computers there was some psychological marketing reason that computers were beige in offices and in homes and shit like that. But that's where I think like the whole gamer thing came from, because like, holy shit, we got these boring brown beige boxes. So I guess we have to go to the other extreme, because that's always what human beings do. So here we are with this green, ugly piece of shit. Stuart, why are we not... Stuart, what's going on here?
A party,
Yeah.
a LAN party, which a lot of game people do, and people are going to give you some looks.
Yeah, and we don't have.
Oh yeah, that's what I just want. My everyone to look at me because of my gaming PC.
The monitor, but the monitor's green, the keyboard's green, the mouse is green, the speaker's green.
My ass is green.
It's a different one. All right, let's go to the performance of this thing over here, if we could, Will. We have a couple demonstrations up here. First of all, the game called Black and White. I want you to run the game off the Falcon and show us what is it about the game that demands a lot from the hardware.
Well, if you look at this game, it's a God-type simulator.
With SLI and Crossfire being dead, there is no reason for us. Yeah. That's like server rig. SLI and Crossfire are completely dead. Thank God. I used to always think, even back in the day when they were super relevant and they were really pushing for SLI and Crossfire, I'm like, this is dumb. Just, you're spending the money on another graphics card. Instead of buying two of the same, upgrade to a higher end graphic. Like, the only reason that could, back then, and it's still kind of stupid, that could justify going SLI is like, look, I have the best of the best graphics card NVIDIA or AMD has to offer, and the only way I could get more performance is by buying another graphics card. Maybe, but I would still recommend against it not getting. That's the only reason I would do SLI or Crossfire. But it's still, then there'd be frame stutter, and it never worked. It was issues with fuck SLI and Crossfire, and fuck physics too. Like when they were trying, remember people used to buy graphics cards like a secondary one just to do physics calculations? Get the fuck out of here.
You can see everything, manage everything from the island level, this huge 500-acre island, all the way down to the individual people in the villages on the island. So we'll zoom in and take a look at the villagers here. Here's the nursery area of the village with all of our people in it. Each of these people is, I think, 800 polygons, somewhere around there.
And a lot of them running around. There's a lot of different things going on.
What are people now? I don't even know. What, 50,000 polygons? When they have a basketball player or some insane, no, I don't even know. More.
Once it's all relatively smooth, the detail's pretty good. So I mean, again, if you're the hardcore gamer, you want the realism, you want the frame rate, you want just everything to be absolutely maxed out. All right, now you have another example.
And it's so funny. This computer was probably like, we'll find out. I bet you like $5,000, you know.
Really incredible in terms of what you can get out.
And now this computer probably goes like,
this is from 3D
not
Mark
probably.
2001.
You can't do anything with this computer now.
And
You can't even run the operating
DirectX
system
8
now.
Game. It requires a DirectX 8 compatible accelerator like the GeForce.
Oh wow, we were already at DirectX 8 at this
And
time, huh?
It's what we can expect to see from games in the next year or two.
I mean, this looks like you're looking at a movie. I mean, an HD TV movie in a way, right? I mean,
That actually looks pretty impressive even for like 5 years ago.
Certainly. It uses all the pixel and vertex shader effects
I had
GeForce 3 offers.
980 Ti's, and my only SLI I had Radeon Pro Duo for a little bit, which was a dual GPU card, so it was cross. Yeah, they had like both AMD and NVIDIA had their own like dual, it was like SLI or Crossfire on a single card. Rich, slam my bio Poochie till I scream for God's mercy. Surreal Sirloin. I'll get right on. Surreal Sirloin. I like your name. You're a piece of meat, huh?
Do lighting on the water as well as some interesting effects with the tree.
I never thought it was a good idea. It's just, in my opinion, if you're spending the money on a whole other graphics card, just upgrade. It would probably be cheaper to just upgrade to the single card that would outperform the SLI. Again, the only slightly justifiable reason is that, look, I'm buying the most top-of-the-line graphics card from AMD or NVIDIA. I can't go any higher. The only way I can get more performance is by buying another graphics card. Then fine. You know, my whole family looked at 3D Mark 2003 and all. Well, yeah.
you know, let me ask you about.
And now that's like, it's just technology's crazy, man.
The trees that we can see another scene. I mean, we see the leaves waving and all the branches going in different directions. I mean, it looks so realistic. What's it take to do that?
Well, the cool thing about the trees is that the leaves are too.
Like that looks. This is the most impressive thing I've seen. I mean, granted, it's running at 19 frames a second. Anyone catch that?
Sided polygons, which means that each side of one polygon is textured with a different texture.
This is the best looking thing I think we've seen so far, though.
As opposed to the old way of doing it, which is put one texture on a polygon and slap another polygon on the other side to texture it. And that lets the light shine through the trees.
Holy shit. That's pretty, this is impressive.
Yeah. So you get, I mean, the real lifelike experience. You put together the graphics, put together the sound, you got a real game going. Yeah. Now, does it cost me more to do something like buying a Falcon or an Alienware?
I think this Falcon is right around $3,500, which is a little bit more than a comparable
What kind
Dell.
of processor?
This is the Athlon 1.3
Okay.
gigahertz processor, but you get a lot more service with the.
So if you call up in the middle of the night and you're having trouble.
Wait, how much did
with
he say
your
it
guys,
was?
you're
Did he
gonna
say a
"Whoops, we don't
price?
deal with her."
I think this Falcon is right around $3,500, which is a little bit more.
$3,500. $3,500. All right, I overshot it a little bit, but it's just crazy how, I mean, again, it's 20 years ago. God, if a PC could still game 20 years later, talk about the deal of the century. But this thing probably couldn't. I bet you it couldn't even run beyond Windows XP.
More than a comparable
What
Dell.
kind of processor?
This is the Athlon 1.3
Okay.
gigahertz processor.
No, if it had an AGP graphics card, it could probably do like the UI for like up to Windows 7. I would say maybe.
But you get a lot more service with the.
So if you call up in the middle of the night and you're having trouble with your game, these guys are going to say, "Whoops, we don't deal with games."
No,
they'll know what you're talking about.
They'll know exactly what you're talking about. They'll say, "Oh."
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, so I'm getting this like very specific driver issue. Hey, yeah, okay, we'll help you with that. Yeah, best of luck.
Well, to get Quake 3
Yeah.
to run, then
Gotcha.
here's what you need to do.
All right, Gordon, last thing I want to talk to you about is this laptop
Yes, Gordon.
over here. If you
Oh,
use a laptop, you kind
Wow,
of
why is that screen so floppy?
stuck when it comes to playing real games, right? Because you just can't support it. This is a Dell Inspiron 8000. What is it about this machine? You say this is the only laptop you could really play a game like Quake 3 on.
Right. The reason this Inspiron is so great is because it's one of the first notebooks out with GeForce to Go.
Yeah,
which
let me
is-
just sort of run it here a little bit so we can see what's going on.
Which is
Man, that laptop is a thick boy. So is that fart.
basically a little brother to the GeForce 3.
So the big deal is it's got the big time graphics card in there, so
Right.
you can really look at a game.
Look at that thing, man. That's like a stacked ham sandwich right there. I gotta piss. I'll be right back. Dad's gotta pee. Oh my God! I almost knocked over my drink.
It also has a 1 gigahertz Pentium 3 processor in the notebook.
Okay.
This notebook
Whoa.
is probably faster than most of the machines that were
Actually, that was pretty impressive back then, too.
last year.
So you might get better gameplay off this laptop than you could off a lot of desktops right now.
Right.
Because of the combination of that graphics card, CPU, etc.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you very much. So it's worth going out there and buying a real game
Why is that running is that a benchmark that they're running? Why the fuck is it running like that?
gaming PC if you're a gamer. Thank you, guys. All right, that's our look at
That doesn't look, if that's not like a benchmark counting FPS or something, that does not look normal. I think that's why Stuart Chaffee is like, yeah, that looks like hell. Okay, now on to the next segment.
building the ultimate gaming computer. Don't go away. I'll be back in just a moment with my pick of the week. Now for my pick of the week. I used to travel with a small portable CD player. Nice to have some
God, I had so many of those. I had a million of those, man. I had them from Sony. I had them from Emerson. I had them from Panasonic. I had,
music with you on the road, especially if you don't have time to rip your CDs and organize your MP3 player.
just seeing that form factor in his hand gives me nostalgia. Might be being stupid right now.
But that's all it did, play music. Now I have discovered this little gem from Sony called the Digital Relay. It's about the same size as my old CD player. It weighs less than a pound. This is more than a CD player. It is a battery-operated CD burner that can burn CDRs or CDRWs.
Man, that was actually pretty bleeding edge back at that time.
It's more than a traditional CD player. It can also play CDs with MP3 files on them since it comes with an integrated.
That was a big deal back then. This is before the iPod made all that shit irrelevant, but that was pretty cool.
MP3 decoder. That means with just one MP3 CD, you can carry around up to 11 hours of music. The digital relay comes with a nice suite of software for burning and organizing your CDs. It also includes software that makes it easy to use the drive for data backup or as a portable storage device with infinite capacity. What's really cool about this is you can easily burn a presentation.
I remember I had a Creative Labs one when I went out to California to take acting classes. I burnt a whole shitload of albums on one CDR, and I'm like, man, this is great tech. Man, that thing ran like shit, though. But it was still amazing on one CD to have my whole music collection. Now that's laughable, but back then it was pretty amazing.
CD for a client while you're on the road, with photos, music, videos, whatever, and you're not carrying around much more than you would with a plain old CD player. The digital relay comes with a rechargeable lithium-ion battery that lets you burn 2 hours on a single charge, and since it can record at 4x speed, that's the equivalent of burning 8 hours of music on one charge. And it features an 8 meg memory buffer, so you can record reliably, even off a slower computer. It connects to your PC through the USB port. It's called the Digital Relay from Sony. It works with a Windows PC or a Mac, and cost is under $400.
I know 2001 me would have been drooling over that because I was a CD music burning-aholic, man. I would have probably bought one already by the time he was finished talking.
That's it for this week's Computer Chronicles. Thanks so much for joining us. If you have any questions about anything you saw on this week's show, please check out our website at computerchronicles.org. Hope we'll see you here again.
What a trip, man. Got a Palm Pilot right there, I think.
Computer Chronicles.
Tech has changed, and you know what? It'll change again. So, all right, that was an interesting stream. We had highs, we had lows, we had fun, we had law enforcement, and here we are. Just me, a man on the internet. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming through. Regular chat, super chat, I appreciate all of you. I'm going to go get some sleep now. I'll see you tomorrow with a shit ton of new content. Have a good evening, and thank you for coming through.